You are now tuned in to Hits 92.3 ATL, the real definition of internet radio. Download the app in the Google Play Store or the iTunes Store and make sure you tune in each and every day to all of the dope shows that we have on this platform.
Bro, what the hell is you in here listening to, boy?
You already know, boy.
You're in love, ain't you?
Goddamn, bro.
Who she is, bro?
Man.
Who is she? Where the hell we finna go?
It's something. It's something. It's something you should know. I got drugs in my car, drugs inside my car, drugs inside my car. I got a stick on me too.
Damn, bro, why you tell me? Damn, bro, why you tell me?
Drugs inside my car, drugs inside my car. I got the stick on me too.
Damn, bro, why you tell me? Damn, bro, why you tell me?
She told me to stay at home. She didn't even pick up the phone.
Man, I ain't put a gun in your head. Man, you know you grown.
Hey, stop trying to hide that shit. Don't make no sudden moves.
Hey, I gotta hide that sack. Man, I got too much to lose.
Alright, okay, be cool. His ass just got out the car.
Can't do nothing but be smooth. You just stay where you are.
Alright, bet. Don't start sinking, daddy.
Something you should know.
What?
I got drugs in my car, drugs inside my car, drugs inside my car. I got a stick on me too.
Damn, bro, why you tell me? Damn, bro, why you tell me?
Drugs inside my car, drugs inside my car. I got the stick on me too.
Damn, bro, why you tell me? Damn, bro, why you tell me?
Hey, everything gon' be alright.
Okay.
Just sit back, hold tight.
Hey, yeah, I know my dog, but I can't throw away my life.
Hey, this is all on me, not on you. Yeah, I know that you had that situation and been down this road before.
Hey, we two peas in the pod. You was there when life was hard.
Hey, I appreciate that, bro, but I'm the one taking the charge.
Yeah, facts. Well, I guess we gotta sit right here and wait, bro.
Yeah, I know, but I'm blessed, so we gon' be straight, bro.
Cool.
Hey,
We spent our lives in the hood,
and ain't no limit to the drugs they dealin'. The drugs they dealin'.
yeah, we spent our lives in the hood,
And ain't no limit to the drugs they dealin'. The drugs they dealin'.
I'm from the west side, little nigga.
Trill did it again.
Bankhead to be exact. Yeah. West side, Bankhead, born home, gotta know the bricks with me. Young nigga run the city, and I got LO with me. Get the bag, fuck the bitch, push your phone wheels all through the city. We done came a long way from them dirty dishes. LO showed the whole city how to get it. Everything y'all did, best believe we done been did. 10-toe, paint hole, Bankhead, name place that we can't go. Born home, stand up for the king, shit, gon' throw your L's up. Built, not bought, G-code, young low going, beast mode. Still got a thing for free codes, took his whole like repo. Low ran the base like Nino, West side Al Pacino. Niggas really wanna be low, but they could never really see low.
Ain't I fresh as hell? Betcha, put a head under this Gucci belt. I can show you something different, I can show you something real. She gon' know the difference, it won't be that hard to tell. I'm from the bridge.
They know.
I was raised up in the trenches. I cover hard times with a hard life. I was raised up to get it. They know. Need to step aside and get with it. I'm still the king up in my city. Ain't no place out in these streets I can't go.
They know.
Mundo osso Angola wala kutenda Kizua kiwanda tulabova ne ututenda Mundo osso Angola wala kutenda
Okay, I got it.
Mundo osso Angola wala kutenda
Okay, I'm at these niggas' neck. Yeah, bitch, I done came up on the check. Feeling like an S up on my chest. It's the best of the best. Attitude on Kanye West. Give a fuck if a nigga feel pressed. I guess it just was time for it. I grinded for this shit, so I'ma die for it. My bitch mad, I ain't really got no time for it. I see some snakes in the grass with my lawnmower. And I know I got a couple bitches mad cause they never should've slept on it. Get it, bitch, the real, but I probably should've crept on it. Stay down with the plug till they try to step on it. Learning how to grow, finna run me up a check on it. Had to give my people what they asking for. It's time to hit the road, I'm tryna add it up. I'm way above average, I'm a 1-to-1. If you ask me, most of these niggas whack as fuck. So when you see me out, don't dab me up. I don't wanna talk, nigga, wrap it up. I need a little space, bitch, bag it up. And please don't ask me to pass the blunt, cause I don't really fuck with y'all and all that fake love. You would've thought that Drake invited me on tour. When I had it all, that's when I needed more. But I can't take it with me, so what I keep it for? And I'm feeling like I need to smoke a blunt right now. Feeling like I need to pour a cup right now. Feeling like I need a bad bitch with the ass like the sun, cause I really wanna fuck right now. Sorry that I'm blunt, but I don't give a fuck. I'm usually in the cut trying to roll it up. Represent the game, nigga, throw it up. Niggas hate when they broke as fuck, so go get a bag. Yeah. Go get a bag. Hey. Go get a bag. Hey. Yeah. Secure the bag. I need a little free for a hobby that's bad with a body that's willing and ready to ride me. I do not pop Xanax Somali, I'm cool on the party. I'd rather just stack up this money, cause I need my lifestyle sedated. I'm just gonna run up a bag, don't care if I ever get famous. I'm probably famous soon as I invest my money in all the right places. But why even bother? I might just get rich and go out like Hammer from living too lavish. Pop out like Kim K or Ray J on camera, or go on IG like Bow with a challenge. None of this matters, hold up, I'm rambling. Honestly, I'm just gonna take care of my family. I don't got time for the bullshit, I won't do much interviews. I don't like answering questions, and no, I don't freestyle, I write this shit. The game needed content, so I put some time in it, searching for growth and enlightenment. I've been with the shits, but I gotta move consciously. Fuck niggas watching, fuck niggas plotting, fuck niggas trying to get all of my pockets. Fuck niggas keep handing out their opinions before. Fuck nigga, all I got is problems. Look at me, mama, I'm popping. I did this for us, I miss my little sister and little brother. Pa just came home, even though he wasn't there for me. That's still my dog and I love him. Bag of the gas and I'm rolling it up. Illest nigga living and I'm dope as fuck. Represent your game, nigga, throw it up. Niggas hate when they broke as fuck, so go get a bag. Yeah, go get a bag. Hey, yeah, go get a bag. Yeah, secure the bag. Hey, still don't happen, nigga. MLB FOE.
219. Let us fix your creative itch.
Pyrex Beats Mafia.
Yeah. Alright. What'd you make them?
General Savage. It is, soldier.
I know what they like. I know what they like. Somebody. I'm a trapper. I'm a shatter. Yeah. I'm a baller. At that number. Yeah. I'm a trapper. I'm a shatter. I'm a baller. At that number. Yeah. Say, Pistol, what's your lingo? You know I only speak digits. All I did is quarrel, ain't no need to be friendly. Got a lot of dough, so I keep a lot of bitches. The Cuban around my neck, got a nigga looking frigid. Chain about heavy as a midget. Wheels about taller than a midget. Gun too big and it's a skin deal. I shoot first cause I ain't trying to be in it. I'm in the kitchen water whipping, no pretending. And I'ma scrape the whole ball. She showed me, so I'ma sell the whole site. Nigga can't screw me, bless the whole damn globe. I got the chopper go and make your soul go. I got a new bitch from my old hoe. I'm a chopper, I'm a shot, and now y'all already know I go. Through the bitches short. I'm a shatter. Yeah. I'm a baller. At that number. Yeah. I'm a trapper. I'm a shatter. I'm a baller. At that number.
Jesus told me trap or die. Tip told me be easy. Tip really told me that they probably don't believe me. Boosie told me set it off like Queen Latifah. Charlotte Lowe told me how to move the white and reefer. But I'm the goat of all goats, so I don't need advice. And I'm a fan of taking risks, so I'ma pull a heist. Everything you done did, I done did it twice. Rollo, that's my brother, so you know that I'ma roll the dice. I got kids, you got kids, but that shit ain't the same. I never hold no game from them, trying to strengthen their brain. I'm in that 2020 thing, and that shit got no brain. Talk down on my name, you gon' leave with no brain. And if a nigga don't do for me, I ain't trippin'. I'm my own damn boss, like I'm big bang. And if a nigga don't invest in me, he's slippin'. Cause I'm all about my blues, like I'm big crippin'. I'm Heat Griffin with the stick, while me knock him out the park. I'm not the one to be played with, bitch, I'm straight from College Park. And you talking shit, but you ain't said shit. Don't make a fucking flinch, you be the dead bitch. I got the keys to my city, you ain't no locksmith. Protect my energy, I swear you niggas toxic. You pussy nigga couldn't even breathe the same air I breathe. Weed head, caught my shirt, I'm so fresh and so clean.
I'm a trapper. I'm a shatter. Yeah. I'm a baller. At that number. Yeah. I'm a trapper. I'm a shatter. Yeah. I'm a baller. At that number. Oh, gee. I'm a shatter. I'm in your country. I keep it on me. I keep them around me. I got them shoulders, you know they bought it. I'm always on the paper, I saw my profit. I wait for weeders, we smoke that good weed. We smoke exotic, my bitch is exotic. I'm in the city, I'll get it poppin'. She talk that good shit. Might take her shopping. Turn up. I'm a trapper. I'm a shatter. Yeah. I'm a baller. At that number. Yeah. I'm a trapper. I'm a shatter. I'm a baller. At that number. Yeah.
I just want to run my business and do ratchet shit with my friends, and that's it.
You are now tuned in to All Hustle and No Fear with your girl, the Hood Unicorn. Come on, let's go.
Back against the wall, last name against the rope. Middle finger stretched, if you thinking it's a joke, tell my friend I'm at the blow, 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 at the blow.
Great DJ every day. All right. Some days I'm not always DJ Mohawk. Some days Y'all gonna get some. Oh, hold on. The music stopped. We gotta turn it back up. That's exactly what y'all done got today. You know what I'm saying? Like a couple of times I had to realize, wait a minute. Like now, ain't no background music going. All right, let's go ahead and fix that. All right. We're getting it back where we're supposed to be. Hey, how y'all doing out there today? I am your girl, Sunshine Reigns, aka Griselda Blanca, aka Uni the Motivator, aka the Party Starter. But you tune in each and every day because I am Frizzle Stern. That's right. I am here to teach you something. I'm here to say it in a nasty way, and I am here to educate the frick out of you. Okay, so if you don't know, now you know. I am also your hood unicorn, and every once in a while you might hear a little bit of 2-bar baby in there. And with me today, I've got my funny bunny. Okay, and I say it like that because I need y'all to understand. Stop trying to take her from me. She is mine. I see y'all all up in her comments and everything. I see how y'all be posting and then be tagging her. Stop tagging her. That's my baby. Anyway, in the middle with me, I have Alix in Wonderland. Tell them who you is, Alix.
Oh, I'm just getting rid of all my AKAs today because I got told I was the hottest hot girl yesterday. So that's my AKA today. Hottest hot girl. And you can call me that. Don't call me Alix, y'all. The hottest hot girl.
She said I am the hottest hot girl.
Yeah, if anyone can deem a hot girl, I think he was the most deemable. If that's a word. He got the credentials.
So 1998 me is sitting up here like, bitch, no. Like what y'all don't know is, okay, name all the hot boys. You ready? You got BG.
Yeah.
You got Turk.
Yeah.
You got Juve. And you got Lil Weezy, right? Okay, out of all the hot boys, I've met all of them except for BG.
Yeah, same. I haven't met BG either. BG, where you at? Well, we know where you at. But
I met all of the hot boys except for BG. I met Juvie at Lennox Mall.
Target. I met him at Target twice.
I met Tunchi at Lennox Mall.
No, actually, I haven't met Wayne. I forgot about him. I haven't met Wayne.
Yeah, I met Tunchi at Lennox Mall, but I met Tunchi literally back in like 2000. 2001, 2002-ish when they were really starting to blow. You know what I'm saying? And if I had to pick between the two of them, Tunchi would be the one I would want to meet again. And the only reason why, not because, you know, he's Lil Wayne now and he's just so big and everything and everybody's like, whatever. No, that's not why. It's because of the way he respected the kids. During, when I saw him, he was in the mall. I was one of those people who opened up Man Alive inside of Lennox Mall. So
I used to be a store too.
Yeah. I was working in Man Alive, and he came in with Juvenile, and as soon as the kids saw him, they rushed him at the door, and he asked us for a big ream of paper from the printer and a pen, and he just sat there signing autographs, all the kids that ran up to him that wanted
pictures. You know it's all
a
realm of paper from the printer.
Yes. And we signed autographs.
We aged ourselves. Yeah.
So he sat there. He never came inside the store because it was so many kids, and he just sat there. And the stuff that he wanted, he kind of just pointed to it and told us the sizes he wanted. And then when it was time to pay,
smalls.
Yeah. When it was time to pay, he asked the kids to just, give him a second. He walked inside, he paid, and then when he left, he had a crowd of kids around him, and I thought that was the coolest thing. Juvenile was with him. Juvenile did not
give a fuck. Juvenile didn't give a fuck. You gotta remember back then, Juvie was the man. You know what I'm saying? Wayne was still on this doing his thing. Juvie gave zero fucks.
About zero. When I say Juvie definitely needs to wear my shirt that say "fuck them dumbass babies." Juvie didn't care nothing about y'all kids. Okay, he didn't care.
He cared about your mamas.
He was asking me, did I want an autograph?
No.
I'm ignorant. The only autograph I want is from Michael. Jack's for Jordan.
I'll take Tyson. I'll take Tyson.
But see, back then, I mean,
I always had a Tyson crush.
Nah.
Even when he was biting.
I ain't gonna front. That's how I said it. I was like, it's Jackson or Jordan for me. They're the only autographs I want. Other than that, like think about it. If I had a juvenile autograph right now, would it really be worth?
Not what it's worth, it's what it tells the people about your past. If you have a juvenile autograph, any hot boy autograph, we know what the fuck you was doing. Your mama
was working.
Yeah. Imagine always finding it.
That's what I was doing.
Mommy, who's juvenile?
Juvie, baby.
No, that's what I had a private friend. She's about 21. I was like, look, you're not gonna care. I said, but tell your mama. Turk was in the building yesterday. She was like, what? I was like, bitch, the reason you here is because your mama was a hot girl. And she did. She FaceTime her mama and everything. And I don't know her mama.
That's so funny because all my older friends are like, that's what's up, Sunshine. You doing it. And I'm like, I said, my daughter was like, did you have a good day today? I was like, yeah. My son was like, you did? What happened? And I was like, oh, well, Hot Boy Turk was in there. He was like, who? I was like, Hot Boy Turk. He was like,
Turk.
Yeah. Who's that? I was like, don't worry about it. In your mom's lifetime.
Back in our day. No, I was excited. I'm not a fan out girl at all. All these niggas is regular. But it never crossed my mind to even I'd want to meet him. But it was just something I was like, you know what? This is a moment in time. I'm out here rapping hot girls with the motherfucker who came with the hardest verse. Like, come on now. Today was a day.
With him.
Yeah, with him.
Yo, I got to be a hot girl dancer for like 16 seconds.
And we got all the proof, all the video. Y'all need to go to YouTube and watch it, like, subscribe, send it to somebody.
Oh my God.
No, it was a fun day. It was a fun day. It definitely reminded me that I am a grown ass woman.
Yeah.
Ain't no itty bitty bitches.
No itty bitty bitches. So I want to read something that I posted on my page yesterday, and it's just a testament to time and what we're doing. I love Alix because Alix has invested the last year of her life, and we mean that literally. She's been here for a year now. Alix has invested the last year of her life into this vision of what All Hustle, No Fear can be. I have invested the last 3 years of my life into the vision of what Hits 92.3 can be. Mm-hmm. And I've done this because initially because Kales believed in me. You know, I will tell this story over and over and over again until y'all are telling my story for me. But I am Kales, or was Kales's hairstylist. Mm-hmm. And Kales, I can remember the day. I remember it like it's embedded in my mind. Kales coming over, getting her hair done, and telling me that she had she was starting a station. And then Kales coming back over again for another hairdo to tell me I need to get my own show. Kales asked me about 3 or 4 times to get a show on her station. I was like, Kales, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about, Sheridan. And then one day she was like, no, this is good business. I'm making money from, interviews and doing things like what you're doing in the community and what you're doing with the circuit, because I was in the circuit. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about.
That sounds suspicious.
I know, right? What you're doing in the circuit, you know what I'm saying? You can transfer that over here and you have something to say. Mm-hmm. So it took me a little bit to figure out what I wanted to do and talk about, because I knew I wasn't just going to get up in here and just be just whatever and just talk. I wasn't going to do that. And when she one day, she was in my chair, and I remember, this is all I see in my head. You do not need to be behind the chair. You need the world to hear you because you are funny as fuck. And I finally gave in and said, fine, okay, bet. And I've never looked back. I've never turned around. I've never left. In doing this, throughout this, I have said different things that I was hoping would come to fruition. Mm-hmm. When I first started, Kales was the morning show, and her husband, City, was the 10 to 2.
Yes.
So they had the first 8 hours of the station on lock.
Right.
Right. So in my mind, it was like, she's the station owner. I don't want to be the number one show, or I shouldn't be the number one show because she's the station owner. You know what I mean? And then just out of respect, well, that's her husband. He don't be number two. But secretly in the back of my mind, I was like, no, I did that. I hit it. Secretly in the back of my mind, I was like, man, fuck both of them. I want to be number one on hits. I want to be the flagship show on hits. I want to be the morning show on hits. So let me read to y'all what I just wrote. And what I wrote on Instagram. And I just want y'all to understand that wherever you are in your life right now, the spells that you are casting with your tongue are very, very important. Okay? Your tongue is a weapon. If you are not weaponizing your words, and what I mean by that is if you are not using your words to your advantage to be your sword, then you are doing yourself a disservice. I know that there are tons of people out there who keep things to their chest, who say, I'm not going to tell anybody anything. I'm not going to tell y'all about what I'm trying to do, what I want to do until it comes to fruition. But see, this is the thing. If the universe don't know what you want because you haven't spoke it out loud, then there aren't other people who can help. See, the universe puts other people in your area to make those things happen. It's not about you making them happen. It's about your network. It's about your community. It's about what you want done and the universe putting things in place. And it don't happen immediately. It don't happen. It don't happen, you know, instant gratification. This isn't microwavable. This takes time. So listen to what I said. I said on the last Hits 92.3 ATL event, which is Hits the Stage. When Kel starts doing these Hits the Stage events again, I know she hasn't been doing them because she's transitioning from one location to another. But when Kel start doing these Hits the Stage events again, you need to be in the building because you never know who you are going to talk to. Okay. One of her guests, and the guest was actually, I don't want to say Saucy Santana's manager, but somebody who is affiliated with Saucy Santana and has helped him in his career. So basically what happened was I was talking to him and I was like, listen, let me get your phone number. Let's network because I'm trying to get more celebrities on my show. And he hit me dead in my face and said, so what celebrities have you had on the show already? And my mouth was like, ugh. You know that taste in your mouth when you know the answer ain't what you supposed to answer? So I was like, well, I ain't had too many nobody. I haven't had any celebrities. I've been having local celebrities. That's why I'm talking to you. And he was like, oh, okay. And he just looked like you ain't there yet. Like it wasn't nothing he could really do for me yet. You know what I'm saying? Like get your game up and then I come holla at you, right?
Yeah.
So at the time, I couldn't answer because I didn't have any well-known artists on the show and only a few local artists. Minus, at that point, I did have Mr. Hanky on the show, and he is a celebrity. If you don't know who Mr. Hanky is as an artist, you messing up because that's a big producer, right? And I had RZA Islam. And in that moment when he asked me, those names escaped me. I didn't even think about those to say. But those were two that I did have on at that point. All right. Here we are. What, 3 to 6 months later? It's not even a whole year later. It's about 3 to 6 months because Kels was doing those events in the summertime. And I've had on multiple celebrities from a Cosby kid all the way to a hot boy to a senator. Today, if y'all stay tuned, I've got Congresswoman Nikema Williams gonna be in the building talking about her congressional run. Like, what I'm saying to y'all is, I said to Kels, I want to have some politicians on the show. I've said to people I want to get celebrities on the show. Let me explain something to you. If you continue to do what you're supposed to do and not worry about it happening instantly, letting it happen organically, I promise you the universe will pay you back. the universe will give you what you want. A lot of times we are digging, and we trying to reach gold, and we stop right before we reach the goal. Not gold. Some of the things that I didn't, or one of the things that I wasn't telling the universe that I wanted was financial freedom from this. I just assumed that once I started doing it, it would come. But I never told the universe what I wanted. I'm telling y'all now so that the universe can hear it. I need you guys to understand this. I don't care how many of y'all think I'm crazy when saying this. I know most podcasts don't make money. I know a lot of radio shows don't make money. I know it's a lot of people out here doing this for years and years and years. Annually, yearly, All Hustle No Fear will bring in $600K. That's $50,000 a month. I don't know how. I don't know when.
I know exactly how though.
But it's going to happen. And when it happens, y'all will know. Because I'm gonna okay? It will happen. And that is small beans compared to the people that I'm paying attention to. So I've had this conversation with Cece, but I'm gonna have this conversation with Alix. Did you know that the last time I checked, at least, that the Breakfast Club, their contract, those three hosts on the Breakfast Club, that their contract is $3 million apiece?
I feel like we mentioned that at one point. We talked about something like this.
Me and you talked about it. Yeah. Their contract is each $3 million. Now, I could stay thinking small, like, ooh, I want to make $3 million, right? But that's not where my brain went. Where my brain went was, okay, so if the Breakfast Club business can pay its employees $3 million each, which is $9 million, then what is the Breakfast Club entity bringing in? Because we know that most businesses are only going to pay out about 10 to 25% of their income for their staff, right? So my Breakfast Club got to be bringing in about 50, 60 billion annually to be able to renew a contract for 3 people for $9 million.
And that's just the talent. That's not the production.
Right. Y'all, why can't I think that I can make 50 grand a month? Why can't I think that I can make 600 grand a year doing this right here? My investment is not just my money. My investment is my time. My investment is my belief. My investment is my commitment. My investment is every single morning. It's cold as hell now, and I do not want to get out my bed in the cold. It is so much easier in the summertime, but in the wintertime, this shit is difficult.
Man.
But I still get up. I still put my face on. I still get dressed. I still come in here, whether Alix is here or not, whether y'all listening or not. I don't care. I got something that I'm trying to accomplish. Right now, the universe is listening to me. I am casting a spell. Y'all don't see it moving up into the atmosphere and doing everything, but it is. What spells are you casting? What are you saying? Are you talking nice to yourself? Are you letting yourself know this is going to happen? Because if you are, I am so proud of you. And I need you to keep your due diligence. Don't give up. Those times when it's hard, those times when you can't figure out how you gonna pay for your supplies, those times when your customer base dries up, those times when you lose your whole entire YouTube. 3 years. 3 years worth of content gone within a matter of seconds. Okay? When those things happen, what I need you to do is realize that's the universe asking, do you really want this though? Is this really for you?
Just checking in, making sure.
See, you can't run a race without falling sometimes. You cannot be an Olympic gold medalist without getting on the injured list at some point in time in your career. Baby, we fall down, but we get up.
We do.
You don't know who praying for you silently. You don't know who watching you privately.
That part.
You don't know who's waiting for you to get to it. Like, she almost there. You know what? I've been watching this girl. She almost there. When she get right, I'm stepping in.
And
go for it.
No, I had to think about this because during my journey, I've had that thought process of like, if you didn't fuck with me now, don't fuck with me later. And I've had that thought process, but I had to come to realize it's not that. I haven't leveled up to where they can fuck with me. You know what I mean? And I got to respect that because there's people I leave behind every time I level up. And it's not that I don't like you or whatever. I still love the hell out of you, but it's the level up. There's some things you got to shed. And in that same token, when you're leveling up, there's sometimes people, it's not that they don't respect you, but you just not on their level, and it's not a negative thing. You know what I mean? It's just you got to get there.
Exactly. So like the guy when he asked me, well, who have you had on the show? Like, he can't come bring his big names on the show. I don't have nobody that represent what he represent.
But it takes that diligence you were speaking of, because celebrity is subjective and what's that, relative? Is it just who you talking to, right? So there's people who to me might mean the world and you don't know who they are, and vice versa. But when you take those small interviews and you grind like you're talking about, and you don't want to get out your bed because it's cold, or your co-host ain't there, or you didn't fucking plan out your show, but you do it because but you do it because you're supposed to do it.
The way I have been up. Look, y'all, my bedtime is supposed to be 11:45. I swear to God, if I don't get into bed by 11:45, I'm gonna be yawning for real during the show. I cannot tell you how many times at 11:50, 12:10, 1:05, I have been searching through the internet to hurry up and find at least 3 more articles. Like last night. Just in case your guests don't show up, and you
still gotta plan the show.
You still gotta do the show.
And people think, you got a guest, that's an easy show. No, when you have a guest, you have to plan 2 shows, because there's a show that happens if they come and a show that happens if they don't come. But that's
how do we know this? How do we know this?
So we put in our 9,999 hours. Bitch, we got 1 hour to go. That's how we know. We've been there. We've been there.
What it feels like to be like, the guest ain't here yet.
Nope.
You still gotta talk.
Exactly.
But you don't know how to live in that moment. I got one of the best compliments yesterday from Kirk from Airport Vapes when he said to me, because I did continue that network, and I went up to Airport Vapes yesterday after the show, and I am glad. But he said some really cool stuff to me. He was like, you didn't know we were coming in. We were a surprise guest. He said, but the way you just jumped in there and was able to talk to Turk, able to talk to me, and able to talk to exotic Frenchie treats as if you had an outline, as if you had a script. He said that was utterly amazing to me. He was like, he said I inspired him. What? Wait, what? You don't know who is quietly inspired
and how big their bank account
by your hustle and your story.
No, that is true. It's so you never know who's watching and waiting for you to level up. Because there's people who see it in you. They're just waiting for you to get there so they can reach their hand out and not disturb their brand. You know what I mean? Because you can't expect people to come down to you. You've got to get up there.
You got to get up to them. Ooh, preach, sister. You cannot expect people to come down to you. You gotta move up to them.
And I think a lot of times, especially the way society is now, we speak on it, that instant success. We have this pride thing where it's like, if they not fucking, you know what I'm saying? Get over that shit.
Maybe between that and definitely as an engineer and watching other shows, between that and the feeling of y'all not fucking with me, so I'm done.
Yeah, you can't. The same way Sunshine will host a panel and have one person in the audience, and she will host it like it's 10 million people in the audience. You have to do that. You
have to act like that one person is the only person that ever existed in life.
Yeah, it's the minor leagues. It's the minor leagues, right?
Yeah.
You want to be a major league player.
Play ball.
Yeah, you got to go when it's just your grandma, auntie, and uncle.
We all can't be fucking Diddy.
You mean fucking Diddy or? Hey, Carisha.
You know what I'm saying? But even still, I look at that and I think about that.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all are
gotta
not
get
a
the
journalist.
cheesecake.
I'm not a journalist. Well, I am.
Yeah, you are.
I am now. But what I'm saying is, I am not classically or formally trained in journalism.
Mm-hmm.
And I say that out of respect because my father is. Okay? My father is. Another person that's on this radio station, she just hasn't been here in a minute because she had a baby, but Latasha Givens, she is.
Yes.
These are people who, if Raphael Warnock was to call in, I would expect them to interview him because they know what to do. Here I am talking to Raphael, calling him Raphael, and calling him Batman. That's me authentically. That's who I am.
And you have to be that to really be successful, I believe.
Y'all, I get on here every day hoping to give y'all inspiration, hoping to motivate you, hoping to tell you about some things that are going on in your community, hoping to make you think, and hoping to give you some game. And when I say game, I mean, like something so that you could talk to the ladies.
Don't. I approve most of her advice. But when it comes to picking up bitches, I do not approve. I don't.
But y'all know what I mean. So I'm saying all that to say, if I haven't inspired you, that's okay. I need you to find somebody who does. If you have something that you are working on, if you have a dream, a goal, a vision, keep it. Run with it. Don't let it go. Hold it tight and cultivate it. I'm reading Tabitha Brown's book right now, and I just recently saw her Instagram where she said she has been nominated for, I think, 2 Grammys.
For an audiobook?
One for, or maybe it's an Emmy. I don't know. It's for her TV show that she has with the little kids. And then I think it's for her cooking show or something like that. I don't know. Double check it for me so that I'm right. But when you read her book and you just know everything that she's been through, y'all think this lady done blew up overnight. And that is the worst belief to believe.
2 daytime Emmys.
There you go.
The Tabitha Brown Tab Time.
She is not an overnight success. She's been doing this for the last 20-something years, putting in her work. Why do you believe that you can do it in 6 months? Why do you believe that you can do it in 30 days? Why do you believe that you don't have to put in your 10,000 hours? See, if I would have still been doing this 1 day a week for 1 hour, it would have took me exponentially longer. But I'm putting in my 10,000 hours because I am doing this 5 days a week, 3 hours a day, 4 hours a day. Not to mention the things that I'm learning from being in the studio. You have to invest in your craft. You have, and I'm not talking to, well, maybe I am talking to the crack babies, but I'm really talking to y'all Percocet babies because y'all
work for everybody.
Yeah, but the Percocet babies live in a different life because crack babies grew up off of real life. Percocet babies have grown off of Insta fame. And everybody ain't gonna be Justin Bieber, baby. Everybody ain't gonna be able to post a video on YouTube and think that Usher gonna see it and you gonna become a celebrity. That's not how it always go down.
Fetty Wap, because his story is, I just went to the studio and made a song, and he came out with this song everyone loves. But it's like,
really?
Yeah, that was his first time. He said that's his first time recording in the studio, and it became what it was. And I'm like, okay, that's great. But now, where are you? All we know is, well, we know where you at now. Sorry. But, you know what I'm saying? People remember more that his eye is weird or his baby mama instead of his catalog, instead of his work. And that might not be important to him. But when I look at it, that's just, you don't put in the work. You might get the fame, but there's nothing that holds it. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing. Yeah.
You haven't built a foundation. You know what I mean? So if there's anybody out there who's listening, if there's anybody out there who's growing, if there's anybody out there who is grinding.
Grinding. I might listen to that.
We see your grind. Even if we don't see it. We are proud of you. Even if no one else has said it. You are doing something amazing. Even if people around you are telling you you are average. Don't let the naysayers stop you. Don't let the speed of what you are trying to accomplish hold you back. Know that what you are doing is necessary and no one else can do it the way that you do it. I don't give a damn how much bread is on the bread aisle. Baby, get some yeast, get some flour, and get some honey, because honey bread is the best.
It is. It really is. It is.
I don't like rye.
No, get that good honey, though, that local grown, because then it'll take care of your allergies, too, to make the bread really, like, sweet.
Okay? Do it. And I applaud you.
Same.
I'm proud.
We're here for your success.
We are.
And you're here for ours.
So, that was my little motivational moment.
You got some good responses, Captain Crim. Good morning, Crim. He said, been listening since the Judy segment. Thank you for this morning. I woke up early and now I have to get back to work. Blessings, everyone.
If you need a website, y'all make sure y'all check out Captain Crim. He is Herbert Crim.
Herbert. Has anyone ever screamed your name during
coitus?
And that's the word I was thinking, but I was saying colloquial and I knew it was the wrong word, so I just Herbert. But no, if someone Facebook user, anonymous Facebook user, if you don't invest in yourself, no one will, and that's the truth. You got to show you're worth the investment.
That's not always money. Y'all think the word investment means money.
No,
investment does not mean money. Investment has multiple avenues.
I implore that money is not your goal. Money is just a byproduct of your work. You know what I'm saying? It comes with it. But if money is your goal, you're gonna do some strange things for some change. So don't make it your goal. Just let it come. It comes. And when it comes, well, Herbert knows what happens.
Herbert knows what happens. But yeah, if you need a website, if you like my website, allhustlenofear.com, and you're wondering who did it, Captain Crim did mine. That's Herbert.
And it's one of my favorite, like, well, you know, a lot of times when you meet people that like go to my website and it's some kind of like Wix page is just still. No, this is All Hustle No Fear is a really good website.
Yeah, it really is. Shout out to him because I told him like 2 years ago that I wanted to start a subscription package and I was working on figuring it out. And it was something, again, everything don't happen when you first want it to happen. Sometimes you got to put stuff on the back burner and wait for things to be right. And Wix updated its platform. Herb when he learned it, and then he hit me up and he was like, the page is ready. You just need to be ready to upload content. So basically I'm just waiting on me and Alix to be able to sit down over at Thai and Sushi and have a good little meeting about what we are going to put on our subscription page. You know what I mean? I've been talking about subscriptions for a minute. I've been telling y'all, as content creators, you have to have control of your content. And if your content is exclusively on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, any kind of social media platforms are not are content holders. Social media platforms are basically just what's the word I'm looking for?
File folders, trapper keepers.
They're trapper keepers.
Trapper keepers.
That is storage space. Okay? That's really what social media is.
Ain't nothing but a USB.
Space. It is a big ass USB. So what you have to do is you have to find a way to take your content and make it yours. Okay?
Yeah, it really is a USB that you leave at somebody else's house. You just gotta trust it's gonna be there when you wake up. So think of it like that. It's not yours. They could take it whenever they want.
I mean, because look at the last 3 or 4 days, people were like, they just lost their Instagram page out of nowhere.
My homegirl said that too.
Instagram was like, oh, we're trying to figure it out. What the hell you mean? Mm-hmm. It's people who make good money off their Instagram.
Man, Big Girls Move. You know, I work the Big Girls Move social media. Ted lost his page. That's 177K, and he does most of his marketing through Instagram and Facebook. Social media marketing is how he's become successful. Just gone. You know what I mean? Like, instant. Yeah. I mean, luckily he got it back, we had the backup page, but that's a lesson learned from previous times. But just that quick, everything just gone. There's nothing you can do. Mm-hmm.
So, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. We've got a great show planned for you today. Yesterday, because if you did not see yesterday's show, please go back and watch yesterday's show. It was a doozy. Okay,
good morning, Simba.
We had some really, really good conversation. So since we didn't get a chance to talk about currency yesterday, we are going to talk some currency conversations today. If we get a chance to, we've got some science to talk about.
Weird
and hopefully she'll be in today. We'll have Nikema Williams, who is a congresswoman, and she's coming in to talk to us about why we need to vote, why it's so important. You guys, look, I'm going to keep saying this over and over and over again until Tuesday. If you have not voted, but you have an opinion, shut the fuck up.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay.
If you don't vote and you have an opinion, you are extremely loud and wrong. Because the moment that your opinion mattered was when you were in that booth. Mm-hmm. The moment that your opinion mattered is when you could step up and say, this is who I'm voting for. And again, I say this, it doesn't matter if you don't agree with all of their policies. No one is going to agree with one person's every policy.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm saying is, in some situations, you might have to choose the lesser of two evils. There's that.
Yes.
And in the other situation, whomever you feel as though they represent you the closest, you agree with majority of their policies, that's who you need to vote for.
Mm-hmm. Who closely aligns with you.
Know what I mean? Because y'all sitting up here, y'all treat politicians, sometimes y'all hold them to higher standards than y'all hold y'all spouses and y'all boyfriends and girlfriends.
And if no one aligns with you and you feel like there's no one for you to vote for, guess what? You gotta run. Shit, you gotta run. You gotta run.
Too. Or you gotta run. Do not write in Brian Nichols.
I was just about to say, my go-to writer is Brian Nichols, and if y'all don't know who Brian Nichols is, Google it. It's probably the reason I'm like on the no-fly list and banned from certain political events. But my go-to writing is Brian Nichols, and I have found good reason, and I will talk to God about it. If God ever questions me, I believe in this. So, yeah.
And that's all that matters.
Mm-hmm.
That's all that matters. I do want to say this too. Wait, my brain had it, and then it lost it.
Oh, damn.
We're talking about Brian Nichols.
Brian Nichols. He cute, too.
We're going to go ahead and go to a break. My brain don't even. Oh, no, I remember. Real quick. Universe. I got to say this, too. So, we're going to make $50,000 a month. Universe. Mm-hmm. The other thing is, we are going, and I say we because Alix is always included in my shit. Okay? Alix is officially like my twin, my not what is it, the ones that are connected? Yeah, Siamese. Yeah, she my Siamese twin.
Simpatico.
Okay, but we will get paid to either do the show or host or do something in other countries and cities and states, and we gonna get paid to do it. Like they gonna fly us out there. And we
getting flued out. Right. The universe is fluing us out.
I'm gonna have some marks on my passport.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, universe, listen to me now. Hear me say that. Okay, So just making sure that one was added too.
Yeah, and that's the first quarter of this year. That's happening in the first quarter.
Yeah, we moving around. We doing some shit. Big shit
popping. we aged ourselves so much this segment. Trapper Keeper, Hot Girl.
Trapper Keeper. I love that.
Man, I love him too. I still love him. Man. And then the 5-star came out with the zip around, and I was always losing shit, so the Trapper Keeper just didn't do right.
Mine always the little
Velcro thingy.
Yeah, no, not the Velcro. The little things that close pop.
Oh yeah. They were always unaligned.
Yeah, I hated that.
Yeah, shit. I covered mine in Lisa Frank stickers. If you love Lisa Frank stickers, you love drugs now.
The way Lisa Frank took over the school game back in the day.
If she came out with a clothing line, I will rock the hell out of it. Where Lisa Frank at? Shout out to the sex worker I met named Lisa Frank.
This is all hustle on Fear Hits 92.3. We will be right back. Tell your baby mama to tune in.
Maybe I should pop up this time. What's your deal? Why you ain't been in my line? I assume you found some you think is fine. She can't be much better than me, nigga. I am prime. Who in the hell do you think you're fooling? Yo, this gotta be the $1 million question. Thought I learned my lesson until you reached out to me with that cap confession. Ooh, tell me why you and I gotta be so toxic. That's what I wanna know. Tell me why you and day one, we had this high. You like no other feeling me overdrive. Got me caught up in my 1 in a million. Nothing's the same. I'm going insane. You started to change. Why would you change? Everything you bring up to me, it's turning to pain. I forgave you ain't need it. Your words misleading. Even with all the red flags that I seen before this, I didn't want to believe it. I know it's better out there, but I ain't going nowhere. Who else gon' understand me? Stay up joking with me, beat my back while he's pulling my hair. Oh, said I never would've thought we would've ended. I never would've thought I'd lose my best friend. I don't think that I can get used to this. One day we'll be over, then we're back in love again. Tell me why you and I gotta be so toxic. That's what I wanna know. Tell me why you and I gotta be so heartless. Almost like we don't wanna grow. Tell me why you and I gotta act so evil. So evil, so evil. Tell me why we both act like it's so easy to let go, knowing we can leave each other alone.
like it, I love it, I want some more of it.
Oh my, if sexy was a weapon, I would say you are the bomb, blowing me sky high. We would have a blast until your queendom come, gripping your thighs as we dance to procreation, simulation so sweet. We don't ask why. We are here together, banging bodies to the beat. Let me do you like I love you. Do you like I love you? 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 Oh yeah, the pressure of your flesh is like electrical surges. Nowhere on earth have I found someone to feed my urges. We can go there, baby girl, I'll take you with me if you follow my lead. So share your precious little body, that is all I need. Let me do you like I love you? 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 Do you like I I can see it in your eyes, you want me now. If you want to live the dream, I'll show you how. I can see it in your eyes, you want me now. If you want to live the dream, I'll show you how. I can see it in your eyes, you want me now. If you want to live the dream, I'll show you how. I can see it in your eyes, you want me now. If you want to live the dream, I'll show you how. Do you like I love you? 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 Oh,
It's the behind the scenes for me. Oh goodness! If you don't know, you need to be tuned in to All Hustle No Fear on all social media platforms. We are on Instagram, YouTube.
This whole show is aging us. The Yoo-hoo.
Yahoo!
Yeah.
No, we're on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, OnlyFeed, OnlyFans. I don't know. Wherever you can find us, we're there.
Yeah.
But we be talking junk in the background on behind the scenes on Instagram. So if you ever want to tune into our Instagram page, that's where all the fun and fuckery really is.
Yeah.
Especially it's not as interesting on Wednesdays when I'm by myself. I'm usually just working in the background. You ain't gonna get a lot of like laughter and sideways jokes. But if Alix is here, I promise you, One of us gonna say something stupid to the other one.
Yeah, pretty much. The background is when my brain, everything I had to think of during the segments I couldn't say because it was either irrelevant or irresponsible.
Irresponsible.
It come out back here, and then you know how we do. The brain just get to thinking, and you end up finding out about the son and his dad.
Yep. See,
and their matching beards.
See, she's talking about the booty beard.
Yeah, I love y'all.
I love this show. All right, yeah, we got to go ahead and start having some currency conversations. Currency conversations where we talk about things about money. Why do we talk about money? Because, well, y'all need to get to a point where y'all have like, okay, it's a lot. I'm gonna get off of this live and I'm gonna go on my other live.
Other live. Switch it up.
You know, a lot of times I listen to y'all say things like money is the root of all evil.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, no, it's not. Greed is the root of all evil.
Absolutely. Because if we was trading salt, then salt would be the root of all evil.
Right. Like it's what you create and what you make of it. So what I need you guys to know is that if you're not talking about money, other people are.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you're not talking about it doesn't mean other people aren't. And there doesn't mean they're not making it. Doesn't mean they're not doing whatever it is that they got to do to make things shake. So we try to have currency conversations because, you know, it's things you need to talk about, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's things you need to talk about. So we've got 3-day work week for God's chicken. What's the wage and the truth will cost? Where y'all want to start?
I think I'm gonna go. I was gonna go God's chicken, but I think I'm gonna go with the truth will cost.
All right, we're starting with the truth will cost. New York City will pay $26 million to 2 men wrongly convicted for Malcolm X's murder.
Okay, New York City.
First thing I want to say is if you have never read the Malcolm X autobiography, it is amazing.
Mm-hmm. It is. It's a must. It's mandatory reading.
It's a mandatory reading.
Mandatory.
Or if you can't read that many pages, or you're not a reader like that, it is definitely on YouTube, and you can listen to the audio book. Okay, the audio book. I think it was like maybe 6 hours long.
Yeah.
So I listened to it in the car when I would be on my rides, because at that time I was in my car a whole lot more than I am now.
Mm-hmm.
And so it took me maybe about 4 days, 4 or 5 days to listen to it. It's funny listening to it with the kids in the background and he talking about blue-eyed devils and stuff.
Yeah. I think, I've read portions of it to my son, and certain parts stood out because he talks to me a certain way. Right. About my whiteness. I think that has something to do with it.
Right, exactly. You know, when you listen to him talk about how his mother treated his light-skinned children differently than she treated her dark-skinned children, or when you listen to him talk about his father treated the light-skinned children differently than he treated the dark-skinned children. You know, Malcolm X definitely lived a life worth investigating into.
Yes. There's lessons to learn.
There's lessons to learn about his life, about standing up for what you believe in, about being, understanding that sometimes our heroes aren't who we assume that they are, you know, and you have to find a way to find solace in that.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? I think what happened with him and the Nation of Islam hurt him deeply.
It definitely hurt him.
I think it hurt him deeply.
Like hurt his feelings.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I think it hurt him deeply.
Absolutely.
There's also a Malcolm X. Well, it was a Malcolm X documentary on Netflix that was very, very good. Where it's about this black man who's been investigating the murders of Malcolm X for years, and I wouldn't be surprised if his investigation helped lead to both of these men being exonerated. Yes. So New York has agreed to pay $26 million to settle lawsuits filed on behalf of 2 men whose convictions in the 1965 assassination of Malcolm X were thrown out last November. Both Muhammad A. Aziz and Khalil Islam were exonerated last year after a judge found serious miscarriages of justice in their cases. A 22-month-long investigation by then Manhattan District Attorney Cyrus Lance's office and lawyers for the men found that evidence of their innocence, including FBI documents, was withheld at trial. Again, if you watched the documentary, you would definitely understand what's going on here, because there was a lot of points where this man was like, why wasn't this brought up at trial? Or why is it that I can find this evidence, but they didn't? There was definitely corruption. There was definitely a setup by the FBI on not just the nation, but on Malcolm. Now, the blurred line in there is whether or not it was the government that killed Malcolm or whether it was the nation. And cohorts. I was about to say, and for me, it's really whether or not they were working together. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. That for me was it, is whether they were working together or not. He said, I regret that this court cannot fully undo the serious miscarriages of justice in this case and give you back the many years that were lost. 3 men were convicted in 1996 for the murder of Malcolm X. I can't pronounce his name. Majid Abdul Ahim, known previously as both Talmadge Hayer and Thomas Hagen, Aziz and Islam, and were sentenced to life in prison. Aziz and Islam said they were innocent. Halim acknowledged he took part in the assassination, but he maintained the innocence of the other 2 men. Aziz was released from prison in 1985. Islam was released in 1987, but died in 2009 and received a posthumous exoneration. After death. Am I not saying it right?
Oh, posthumous.
What's most important is that Muhammad Aziz and Khalil Islam have reclaimed their good names.
That's most important.
They will go down in history as 2 brave, dignified, innocent men who never stopped fighting for tragic, wrongful convictions. It was imperative that these civil lawsuits be resolved immediately and fairly, and I'm gratified that New York City and its lawyers worked with us towards a just resolution. His lawyer said in a statement. Vance review of the case. Here we go. Vance review of the case came after the 2020 Netflix documentary Who Killed Malcolm X, where it raised a slew of questions. I want to know if those men gave that man any money. The man from the documentary?
Yeah.
I would really like to know if because he is the catalyst for this.
Yeah.
When you saw all of that man's paperwork, the people he was talking to, it was people that was ready to fight this man for asking questions.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm quite sure he received death threats for asking questions.
Absolutely.
Aziz filed a $40 million civil rights lawsuit in Brooklyn federal court in July, arguing his wrongful conviction was the product of flagrant official misconduct, including inter alia, Alia, A-L-I-A?
A-L-I-A. Alia?
By the NYPD and its intelligence unit, the Bureau of Special Services and Investigations. Paperwork for the $26 million settlement is still being finalized, but it will be split evenly between Aziz and the estate of Islam, said Nick Palucci, press secretary for the New York City Law Department. Court records state that parties in both cases have accepted the court settlement recommendation in their respective cases. A New York City Law Department spokesman told CNN in a statement, this settlement brings some measure of justice to the individuals who spent decades in prison and bore the stigma of being falsely accused of murdering an iconic figure. Based on our review, this office stands by the opinion of former Manhattan District Attorney Cyrus R. Lance Jr., who stated, based on his investigation, that there is one ultimate conclusion. Mr. Aziz and Mr. Islam were wrongly convicted of this crime. So one thing that's really good here, or that's beautiful here, is that these men's name has now been cleared. See, which I don't understand sometimes is that legacy is so important. Malcolm X is a name that will live on through history for years and years and years.
Yeah.
You want to be attached to him in a positive light, not in a negative light, especially if you believed in Malcolm, especially if you were a follower of Malcolm, especially if you were a disciple of Malcolm. So for them to be attached to Malcolm in such a nefarious way was an assault on their character. And for their character to come into question of whether or not they were not only murderers, but they were disloyal to the cause.
Yeah, that's extreme. The situation was extreme, detrimentally extreme to their, or extremely detrimental to their character.
What really got to me was watching the video or watching the documentary, seeing that I think a lot of people in the community who were around back then, I think they knew the truth.
Oh yeah.
Watching the video, you can see some of the people he's talking to. He's like, yo, you barking up a tree that you shouldn't be barking up. And that's because of fear that no matter what, if we tell you the truth or not, you're not nothing is going to happen. You're not going to be able to help people. But see, this is the thing. If you bring the truth to light, if you bring the truth to light, you cannot, there is no way that darkness can overshine light. This man, please, can you look up the name of the man who did the documentary?
Yeah.
Thank you. This man not only saved their lives because they're no longer, well, they got out of jail, but the stigma of it all.
Yeah, I mean, and that's not just for them. They understand it's for their legacy, it's for their children.
Their family.
They were in the community. They were part of the community. So it's not just the individual that it affects. You know, imagine if you're John Wilkes Booth's millionth cousin. It's, you know what I'm saying? Like, we know what your name is. We know what it represents. So for them to actually not just be found, you know, okay, we can't prove it, but to actually be exonerated, which means we prove that you didn't do it, not that we just couldn't prove you did it. So it's called Who Killed Malcolm X on Netflix. Abdur Rahman pursues a controversial figure. Yeah. So yeah, his name is Abdur Rahman. It's on Netflix.
Is it still available on Netflix?
It says Netflix. Watch on Netflix.
All right. If you guys haven't watched that documentary, that is a definitely good documentary to watch. Who killed Malcolm X?
And then, like we said earlier,
and these men are in the documentary. He talks to them in the documentary.
Yeah, and read the book. Well, not even if you don't read the book, make your child read the book. And if you say no, make your black son read the book. It's mandatory reading.
It's a mandatory read. It definitely is. Hey, you guys, we have to go to our 8:15 break, but we are going to continue currency conversations. When we get back, we have What's the Wage and 3-day work week with God's Chicken. All right. Y'all make sure y'all stay tuned. Up next, we have Still in Love by Mr. Al Music. We have Jay Austin with Cheesecake and Lizzie Jeff with Money Bags.
Ooh, hey Lizzie.
Hey Lizzie. Ooh, excuse me.
Put your big old chain on.
This is All Hustle No Fear on Hits 92.3, the real definition of internet radio. You.
Yeah.
Everybody out here talking about they want a new thing, a new thing. So the old flame calling saying, baby, we can work it out. What you talking about? Everybody out here talking about they trying to do things, yeah. So the old flame calling saying, baby, we can work it out. What you talking about? I'm still in love. Still in love, we can work it out. Maybe talk it out. Still in love, love, trying to work it out. I'm walking out. Everybody tired of trying. Sick and tired of people lying. Got a morning, but the devil behind it. Take it. I ain't thinking I was fine. They brought up the both of my diamonds. And they love would be timeless, but they declined it. Crazy. People already knows it. Trying to find out who you stole. And wanna be noticed. Cause the feelings are them broken. Maybe. And that's a love that we stolen. Got them calling me and hope. Believing emojis. Got me giving Belly roses. Take these. Everybody I can talk about, they want a new thing. To the old flame, call it saying, baby, we can work it out. What you talking about? Everybody I can talk about, they're trying to do the thing. Yeah. To the old flame, call it saying, baby, we can work it out. What you talking about? Got them still in love. Still in love, we can work it out. Maybe talk it out. Still in love, still in love, trying to work it out. I'm walking out. Everybody out here talking about they want a new thing. To the old flame, call it flame, baby, we can work it out. What you talking about? To the old flame, call it flame, baby, we can work it out. Talk about. To the old flame, call it saying, baby, we can work it out. What you talking about? Still in love, still in love, still in love, we can work it out. Maybe talk it out. Still in love, still in love, still in love, trying to work it out while they walking out. I'm closer. Cheesecake. When I step up on the stage, it's a massacre. I can't really give a fuck about what he say. You ain't driving, motherfucker, you a passenger. Said a nigga wouldn't make it, that's a mistake. Now a nigga in the game like, nah, a nigga in the game like, you ain't driving, motherfucker, you a passenger. Now a nigga in the game like, if you said I wouldn't make it, check the replay. You ain't fucking with my team, that's a mistake. Watch a nigga go to work, I need a briefcase. Heard they said I wouldn't make it, that's a mistake. Now my niggas in the game like, now a nigga in the game like, ooh. Now a nigga in the game, take the replay. Goddamn, don't I make it look easy? Oh fuck, got me feeling like this. All my niggas in the hood with the big coolest nigga in the fam like DJ. Goddamn, don't I make it look easy? Make it look easy. Yeah. I just keep it been cold, not going there, never got me a thing. You give a fuck about it, we're all watching the walk of water just to give me a lot. Really, they will be a die. I'm in it like this. No, my next year won't be free, I need it free. Y'all nigga feeling like he hit the sweet. I told myself ain't no tomorrow today. I think that water really helped me wipe my sorrows away. I've been waiting on my life, but look, it's all on the way. I've been waiting on my life, but look, it's all on the way. Step up on the stage, it's a massacre. I can't really give a fuck about what he say. You ain't driving, motherfucker, you a passenger. Said a nigga wouldn't make it, that's a mistake. Now a nigga in the game like, now a nigga in the game like, you ain't driving, motherfucker, you a passenger. Now a nigga in the game like, if you said I wouldn't make it, check the replay. You ain't fucking with my team, that's a mistake.
It's hot. Slizzy Jeff taking over. Let's go. Like it's 1999, cash money this hit. I'ma make you New Orleans bounce that ass and shit. I'm a goddess, but I'm magic off the modest. You need magic, you just got it, but I heard it's simply because I got from her. So are you, but you like that? I only gotta go grab it, either way, down the low. Like it eating up by savages, don't even understand why we gotta do it. Help each other elevate and focus on the bottom. I just wanna see you as you grow. Never giving in to the fame. Stack it with the dance in my space. Overcame my fears by faith. Dedication, elevation mixed with pace. It's the reason why my life is so amazing. That's the reason why my life is so amazing. All I see is money bags, money bags, money bags, money bags, money bags. All I see is money bags, money bags, money bags, money bags, money bags. All I see is money bags, money bags, money bags, money bags, money bags. All I see is money bags, money bags, money bags, money bags, money bags. You need a high one, taking a spin on the yacht with a prince and you got a best friend. Need a health conscious king out the building. That energy exchange we be healing this man. I just wanna chill on a Sunday with my folks by the coast. It's the most smoking dope, vegan brunch, so we toast, microdose while we flow. We mastermind of excellence, expansion in my blood. And when you feeling low, I hope this hope you conjure more. Try to close your eyes, take it deep and let it go. Let it go. So you work and use your job to invest in your dreams. Focus on your heart first and build up your team. When you get paid again, like that teeth in the end. Start learning stocks and non-trade with all of your friends. All I see is money bags, money bags, money bags, money bags, money bags. All I see is money bags, money bags, money bags, money bags, money bags. All I see is money bags, money bags, money bags, money bags, money bags. All I see is money bags, money bags, money bags, money bags, money bags. I was thinking it would kick Kiara on the big bags. Hoping I can kick it through the keys one of these days. If you're trying to book me, that's a 50% prepay. CEO, you know that I got herbs in the briefcase. He do whatever Queen say. I don't ever question what the G's say. Yes, you need permission for the freeze frame. Out here on the mission, can you please pray? Dedication.
You are now tuned in to All Hustle, No Fear.
All right. Hello, hello, hello. We are back. We are back. We are back. So I am your girl, the Hood Unicorn. And as I have said over and over and over again, if you do not vote, don't say nothing. Okay? You have so many opinions about everything that's going on in the world, everything that's going on in the community. But when your voice actually matters, you do not go into the room and do what you're supposed to do. That is very irritating. I do not need barbershop conversations about what's going on in your community if you did not go to the polls. All right. So today we have somebody in the building to explain to us about why you need to vote and about the different people that are running, and just, give us a nice overview of some of the things that are going on in politics right now. Okay. And the reason why we're having her in is because first let me introduce her. In the building today, we have Miss Nikema,
Congresswoman Nikema Williams.
I'm sorry, Congresswoman Nikema Williams. Hello, how are you doing
good
today,
morning.
love? Yes. First, let me say this: I'm very honored to have you in. Thank you so much for gracing us with your presence. My first question is, what is it like being a Black woman in Congress?
I am reminded every day that I'm operating in a system that was not designed by or for people who look like me.
Ooh.
But I'm determined to make it work for all of us.
Ooh. We hear this word a lot, and I wonder how real the word is when you're in Congress. But we hear the word bipartisan a lot. And we hear people saying how we want to work across the aisles. We want to work together. On our end, looking in, it don't look like anybody is working together in those houses, whether it's the Senate or in Congress. And my question to you is, how do we begin to work together more? Because you guys are making laws. You're determining our futures. You're determining our children's futures. You're determining, everything from the water that we drink, you know, because we're listening to the things that are going on in Flint. We're listening to what's happening in Mississippi. We're listening to what's, you know, what's going on around us. And it's like,
so I will say that I don't do anything just for the sake of saying I did it in a bipartisan fashion. I am going to do what my community needs, regardless of if a Republican or a Democrat will stand with me. What I'm going to do is uplift the needs of my community and the district that I serve. And so in Washington, you brought up water. I just passed funding to bring back to the city of East Point because their water system is older than I am, older than my mama is, and has been getting these one-off repairs, one little pipe section at a time. And so it was only a matter of time before East Point became the next Flint, Michigan. And so I brought resources back to the city of East Point so that they could do upgrades to their water system because they supply water to 3 surrounding municipalities. And so these are direct resources, but what I could not do was get any Republican to stand with me to vote for that funding.
Do you believe that was because it was East Point or just because?
It was not because it was East Point. It was because there is a group of people in Washington who feel like the government is not supposed to bring resources back to the district. There's a clear contrast within the parties in Washington, which is why I don't do anything just for the sake of bipartisanship. Because sure, I probably could have got someone to stand with me, but by the time they make their changes and water it down, what is going to be the real impact for the community? And I know the needs of the people who sent me to Washington, and so I'm there to be their voice, not to make some concessions to appease Republicans. I am there to represent people, not politics, but people. And that's what I do every day.
So that's a question that definitely has always hit me. How do you find out what the people want? How do you connect with the people? How do you know what their voice is? Because I feel a lot of times people in Washington are voting more either for their opinion or for the opinions of their supporters, you know, their supporters.
I think it goes back to what you said in the beginning. If you don't vote in this election, then we don't know what your concerns are. We don't know what your opinions are. And when you show up to vote, you are sending people to be your voice. So I represent over 800,000 people. And do I hear from all 800,000? No, I'm not even going to pretend that I know what everybody's thinking. But I know that when I'm on the ballot, I meet candidates lay out their platform, what they believe in, who they are, what their track record is. So when you show up to vote for someone, make sure that it is someone aligned with your values because you're sending them to be your voice. And when they vote, they're voting on your behalf. And we vote for hundreds of bills a week. So I can't come back to the district to ask, what do you want me to do on each one? You have to trust the people that you send to Washington, which is why it is so critically important that you show up in this election cycle. Early voting lasts through November 4th, this Friday, and you have an opportunity to send people to not just Washington, but right here on the state level that's impacting you every day at home to be your voice. And if you don't show up and elect people to be your voice, someone else is showing up and they're going to vote for people who don't align with your ideals and your values.
What exactly is your position in Congress? What exactly do you do, and how can we help support you?
So as a member of the United States Congress, any law that is passed on the federal level, I get to vote on it. I'm the freshman class president, so I also get to encourage other new members of Congress on how they should be looking at legislation, what things should rise to like the top of priority list. But also here in Georgia, I'm the chair of our state Democratic Party. So we have a slate of candidates that we're uplifting across the entire state, from governor with Stacey Abrams, U.S. Senate with Raphael Warnock, on down to state legislators who decide things here on the local level. And I know people pay attention to the presidential and who's running for Congress and U.S. Senate, but those local positions are critically important because right now, a lot of things are being pushed back to the state level. So we need to look at the governor's race, because things that Stacey Abrams would be able to do at the governor's level could counter some of the things that might happen in Washington that people don't like. And these positions are critically important and not enough people pay attention to them.
Is there a way for I hate to say it like this, but is there a way for the lazy people? You know what I mean? Because this is such a microwave community right now, right? That our society has become where if it's not really easy for us to find it and really easy for us to access it, then they're probably going to be lazy and not do it. Is there a way for people to find information about the candidates, what they stand for, how they vote, what their policies or their thoughts on policies are?
So there are a lot of resources out there. And what I'll tell you is right now, because the voting is imminent, we only have a couple of days left in early voting through November 4th, election day, November 8th. If you need information on where to go and vote or how to vote in Georgia, you can go to iwillvote.com/Georgia and get all of the information. But then if you just put in a candidate's name, their information will pop up. I know a lot about our Democratic candidates and how they compare to our Republican candidates who are not fighting for everyday Georgians, and I can share that information all day, every day. I know that Stacey Abrams is looking to build an economy that works for all Georgians, not just a few at the top of the wealth chart and not for people who are invested in a political campaign. Stacey Abrams is fighting to represent everyday Georgians, to make sure that everybody has an opportunity to fight for the promise of America. It doesn't matter, it shouldn't matter your zip code or your bank account. But then we have a contrast and another party that's looking out for special interest. And that all of that information is very public. If you Google their names, make it simple. Everybody knows how to Google. Just Google their names and you can find information on the candidates. But it is critical that you get this information as quickly as possible because early voting only lasts through Friday, November 4th. No weekend voting this week. November 4th, Friday, last day of early voting, and then election day, November 8th. But we have a chance to not only change what happens here in Georgia, but what happens across the country. Stacey Abrams will be the first Black woman elected governor in any state in this country, ever.
And they're fighting very hard against it. What do you say to people who, I want to say it the correct way. So I'm thinking about my mom. Sorry. My mom lives in Texas. I don't have to say too much more, right? The air is a little different, right? And my mom talks about the things that she doesn't agree with Stacey. And it brought me to the point where I'm like, okay, you guys, listen. We're not always going to agree with every single thing that a candidate stands for and a candidate believes in. For the people who want to talk about the things that they are opposed against instead of the things that she's working towards, what do you say to them?
So you don't have to agree with me on everything. I don't agree with my husband on everything, right? But I still go home every night. We're still been married 12 years and we don't agree on everything because we're all human and we all bring our lived experiences to this work. But this is like interviewing someone for a job. When you come in for that job interview, you don't have to meet every standard that's on that job application, but whoever gets the most check marks, that's who you should be going with your ballot. So think about this as an interview. I am interviewing for a job to remain as your United States Congresswoman, and I might not meet everything that you're looking for in a candidate, but if I meet a majority of them, then I'm your candidate. And that's how we should look at all of these positions.
What is the stark differences between Stacey or just between the Democratic Party right now, what the Democratic Party is trying to accomplish and what the Republicans are trying to accomplish?
One of the big differences is looking at this abortion ban. The Republican Party right now wants a national abortion ban with zero exceptions for rape, incest, life of the mother, just flat out ban on abortion. And the Democratic Party's view is that these should be individual decisions that are left up to a medical professional. These are personal medical decisions that the government should not be a part of. And that is a huge contrast because there's already federal legislation that is introduced that will become law if Republicans get control of the Senate and the House this November.
We heard Biden talking about how if the Republicans get control, that they are going to basically shut down the government if they don't get their way. How is that any different from when Obama was in office? Isn't that exactly what they were doing to Obama?
And it was Republicans again that were doing the same thing. And so we're always looked that the Democrats are supposed to make the concessions. But think about what that means. If the government shuts down, then that is everything across the board. People who are getting checks every month, government workers, your mailman is paid through. I mean, there are so many things that this impacts. And so people who are having these conversations on the national level, Republicans who are playing political games, are impacting everyday lives of real people. And they don't think about that, or maybe they just don't care.
Yeah.
How do you feel as far as the student loan relief is concerned? How is that working out? Because I know they're talking about now whether or not it's going to be a check that's giving out to the individuals, like, you know, you get a stipend or whatever. Or I think it personally should just go straight to Sally Mae. Because
mine needs to go to Sally Mae because
I think it should go straight to Sally Mae because I ain't gonna front. Beyonce about to drop a whole concert and some of y'all might and be like, I didn't pay my bill.
But I think a challenge with that is the Republicans are now suing. To say that there should be zero debt relief for student loans. And so if you go onto the studentaid.gov website where you can fill out the quick little form, less than 5 minutes, I fill mine out because I got those Pell Grants when I was in undergrad and I filled out my form. But what has happened now is Republicans are now suing to stop this, saying that there should be no student debt relief. So that is another big difference in the political parties in Washington, is that Democrats believe that you should not go to school, do everything that you were told to do, and then come out so overwhelmed in debt that you owe the federal government. I owe more on my interest rates than on some of the original loan amounts. And the federal government should not be making money on the backs of students who are trying to get an education in this country. So that is another stark difference between the political parties. And right now, the Republicans are suing to stop any debt relief from happening in this country.
So until that is over with, we won't know whether it's just held in limbo.
And remember who's doing that. The Republican Party in this country is suing to stop any student debt relief.
Now, with Georgia having turned blue, how bad will it be, or what will the differences be if it turns back red? Because with us having John Ossoff, right? I wanted to vote for him so bad, but he wasn't in my district. Yeah, John Ossoff.
Well, he's not running this year.
No,
so that's why you know. Okay.
No,
when he was running for Congress.
Yeah, when I wasn't. He wasn't on my ballot. But they've made some changes. They've done some great things for Georgia. If it turns back red, do you believe the Republicans might try to rescind some of the things that they've been working on? Raphael has talked about how he made insulin $35 cap. Will we see things like that be, undone?
I mean, I think if you look at the best indicator of what will happen is what people have already done. When people show you who they are, believe them the first time. And Republicans in the state of Georgia has shown us that they are not going to stand up for everyday people. Not one Republican in the state of Georgia voted for that insulin cap at $35. Not one Republican in the state of Georgia voted for the Inflation Reduction Act, which gave municipalities and states money to continue to fund the things that were happening on the ground. Not one Republican in the state of Georgia voted for the bipartisan infrastructure law that goes to repairing our bridges and our roads and these water systems that we talked about. Not one Republican. So when people show you who they are, we should believe them the first time. And they've shown us that they are not going to stand up for the things that matter to people on the ground.
So who is running that we need to pay attention to?
So at the top of the ticket, we have Stacey Abrams running for governor, Raphael Warnock. You've probably heard of them because those are the big races. But then we need to look at those races underneath. Bee Nguyen is running for Secretary of State. Secretary of State is critically important when you think about the election laws in this country. I represent the seat that was held by the late Congressman John Lewis. So voting rights is paramount to everything that I believe in. And if you think about voting rights, it impacts every other issue that you care about. every issue. And B is running to make sure that everyone has free and fair access to elections. In Fulton County, I just watched a CNBC report this morning. In Fulton County in 2020, we had ballot drop boxes all over the county. The state passed a new law, SB 202, which limits the number of ballot drop boxes that you can now have in each county. Fulton County had 24-hour ballot drop boxes. So if you have to, what time did you come to work this morning?
It's a 5 o'clock in the morning.
See?
Situation.
But right now, ballot drop boxes are only open from 9 to 5. And they have to be inside of the building. And before in 2020, you could access them 24 hours a day, drive up in your PJs, your bonnet, drop it off in the box and keep it moving. But you can't do that anymore because they're inside of the building. So you can't just drive up, and they're only available from 9 to 5. And that's because of the restrictive voting laws that the Republican Party passed in SB 202 last year. But if we elect a Secretary of State candidate like B. Wynn, who is running, she will be our voice to make sure that we have free and fair access to elections. So we've got to pay attention to those down ballot races.
Okay. So who else? Who else? It doesn't just.
We have Attorney General Jen Jordan, who Jen and I were elected to the state Senate at the same time. We shared an office. I know her personally. I know her fight. She stood on the floor. She would be an Attorney General who is fighting for everyday Georgians. The Attorney General is supposed to represent the people of Georgia, not just the governor, not just what the governor wants them to do, not special interest. But we have our current Attorney General who actually helped to fund the people who showed up on January 6th in Washington to attack the Capitol. He was the head of the Republican Attorney Generals Association who helped to fund the people that went to Washington on January 6th.
Is that legal? That's not a RICO? You know what I'm saying?
I guess time will tell.
Right, Benny?
And then we have a lieutenant governor candidate. So we have Charlie Bailey, who's our Democrat running for Attorney General, and he's running against a sitting state senator who actually was one of the fake electors in Georgia. And he's one of the people who our district attorney, Fonnie Willis, has called in for a subpoena, but he's got it delayed until after the election. But to imagine that someone who flew to Washington the day before the January 6th attack on the Capitol is currently on the ballot. He's still an election denier. Donald Trump endorsed him. He was one of the fake electors that is being investigated. And now he's on the ballot running to be the lieutenant governor of this state, which means he would preside over the entire state Senate and decide who gets committee assignments, what bills come up for a vote on the floor in the Senate. And this is a big deal. I served in the state Senate, so I understand the power of the lieutenant governor, and that's why we need to elect Charlie Bailey, who was a prosecutor who has prosecuted felonies, not committed felonies like Burt Jones.
For the Black people who say things like, I'm voting for everybody Black, or I'm voting Black.
We got some Black people too.
Herschel Walker is Black.
And see that. That's exactly what I mean. How do you explain to them that it's not just about voting Black, but it's about voting for policy? It's about voting.
You can vote for the policies that uplift Black people. Vote for the candidates that have policies that see Black people and understand that we were not always given a fair shake in this country.
And still aren't.
And that is not every candidate. So the saying is all skin folk ain't kinfolk. And we have some of that on the ballot with Herschel Walker, because even looking back to his history, I was reading a story about when he was in high school, there were some protests going on in his hometown, and he didn't want it to mess with his football career, so he stayed out of it because of the racial tensions that were going on. My husband calls me the Lorax. He's like, if somebody needs speaking for, Nikema is willing to speak for them. So I've never been able to understand people being quiet in times when someone is being silenced. And especially when you come from a position of power, and people would listen to him. And so when you look at his track record, he just moved to Georgia just to qualify to run for the United States Senate. If he doesn't win, he's going right back to Texas. He's not committed to the state. Senator Warnock is raising his family right here in Georgia. His 2 little kids, Chloe and Caleb, are in Atlanta public schools. He is of this community, a pastor at historic Ebenezer Baptist Church. Whereas Herschel Walker, if he doesn't win, he's going to be right back to Texas.
I know y'all remember Warnock's campaign ad in the grocery store. Like, he's from here. This is his place. This is his city. He's invested in the community. So yeah, that's important.
Speaking of campaign ads and Herschel Walker, when you saw the badge, when you saw the badge, what was the thought process?
I guess he was getting ready for Halloween early.
That's a nice way to put it.
That's a nice way to put it. That's a very nice way to put it.
Nice costume he had.
Definitely. I want to know, not just for voting, but for that next generation. You know, you said something very profound. You said you've taken over a seat of somebody who was definitely pivotal.
Pivotal.
We got you.
I got a fat tongue. But knowing what he stood for, how do we let our young people know that this is a position, this is something like going into politics, going into civics, going into being a civil servant? You know, you don't see as many kids stepping up saying they want to be lawyers and politicians and judges. We need more Black judges. We need, you know, I tell people, you got to vote for dog catcher. You know, if you have a pit bull and you don't want your pit bull to be on that list of nine animals that you can't have, you have to run for these positions. How do we get our kids more interested into politics, more wanting to serve their communities? What do we do so that we have more Black girls in your position, that you see more people that look like you and that are wanting to work with you? What do we do?
I mean, I think it's exposure, and it is making sure that when I am in Congress, I have to bring my lived experience with me so that people understand that these aren't just positions for people who have been groomed and shaped or born into this particular family. I'm a little Black girl who grew up in rural Alabama in a home with no indoor plumbing and no running water. So if I can get to the United States Congress, I grew up in a home with no indoor plumbing and no running water.
Alabama.
But now I get to represent my community in the United States Congress. So nothing is off the table. And I don't think we have enough opportunities to make sure that people understand that anything is possible. And it is my job to make sure that I open up doors for people. I remember when I first ran for Congress, or when I first ran for state Senate, someone told me that I should put Nikki on my yard signs and not Nikema, because I would get more votes in Buckhead. And I knew exactly what they were trying to tell me, but my mama named me Nikema, and so my sign said Nikema. And so making sure that little Black girls know that they don't have to change who they are. They can bring them their full selves to their everyday life and still achieve success in this country.
That's so important. It says beyond. Yeah, that's so important.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know who took his seat.
And now you do.
Yeah, we do. Nice to meet you.
I didn't know. And so that's wonderful to know. Before he passed away, did you get a chance to work closely with
I knew
John
him very
Lewis?
well. He was a friend, a mentor. My husband worked for him for years. And so I met him as a volunteer. And so I always encourage young people to volunteer on a campaign, get to know people who are currently serving, and find issues that matter to you, and then start to work on those issues. That's what I did. I joined the Young Democrats, and when I first moved to Atlanta, I didn't know a soul. And I moved here, and I got involved with the Young Democrats and moved up into leadership, and now here I am as your United States Congresswoman.
Awesome.
That's amazing.
I know I can't keep you long, but I do have one more question for you. if anyone does go to the polls and they find problems with voting, if they're turned away, if they're told that this isn't their polling location, even though they know that it is, if they have any sorts of issues, what are they supposed to do?
So we have a hotline number that you can call, and that is 1-888-730-5816. We have a 24-hour voter protection hotline to help you. Or if you can't remember that number, which is 1-888-730-5816, you can go to georgiademocrat.org, and there is a pop-up screen that will take you to the links for voter protection.
Awesome. And I do have one more question. If it comes that they can't figure out if it's too close between Stacy and the other guy, that's where we're going to call today. If it's too close, what happens next?
So we have a ballot curing process, and we will. So sometimes you cast provisional ballots, and that's when those provisional ballots will start to be counted. But if no one gets 50% of the vote, is maybe what you're asking, then we will go into a runoff.
Okay.
And that runoff means that you are going to hear from us through your Thanksgiving holiday for a few more weeks after the election. Okay. So if nobody gets 50% of the vote on November 8th, then Georgia has a runoff system to decide who will be our winner.
Awesome. Yeah. Awesome. All right. Did you want to leave the people with anything else?
Early voting ends Friday, November 4th. Go vote, y'all. Everything literally is on the ballot this year.
Everything. And if y'all didn't hear, she says, Congressman Nikema says that she is 100 bills a week she's involved in.
That's a lot of reading,
that is
y'all.
It's a lot.
That's a lot of
yes,
reading.
Yes.
And I don't care what y'all say. I don't believe Herschel Walker reads.
Just remember how important it is to vote. You vote.
I mean, I'm just saying, we know that he did not graduate from college.
Or sheriff's school.
So,
all right.
We just saying. Look, we're gonna go ahead and go to a break. When we get back, we got more All Hustle, No Fear. I absolutely am honored and appreciate you coming in and talking to us, Congresswoman Nikema Williams.
Thank you.
You're on the ballot as well.
I'm on the ballot.
Yeah, you're on it. Look, y'all got to vote. One more rundown, just for people who just tuning in. One more rundown. Give us the folks we need to see their name, and we need to make sure we punch that.
Raphael Warnock, U.S. Senate. Stacey Abrams, Governor. B. Wynn, Secretary of State. Jen Jordan, Attorney General. Charlie Bailey, Lieutenant Governor. Janice Laws Robinson, Insurance Commissioner. I know y'all want insurance. I know you want to make sure that we are.
She was just on. She was on another show. She was on Sheba's show on Friday. I heard her call.
There you go.
But she was saying some things about insurance that I was like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah. William Bodie, who is right here in East Point, William Bodie is running for Labor Commissioner. I know y'all know some people who were held up and getting their unemployment when COVID hit. William Bodie is here to fix that.
Things like that, yeah.
Nicole Lawson is on. She says, I love Nikema Williams. Yes, thank you, Nicole.
And Nikema is on the ballot.
Nikema Williams, United States Congress.
Yes, I see your name all around my neighborhood. You are in a lot of front yards in my neighborhood. That's why when I got the call, I was like, yeah, I know that name. That's what's up. All right. You guys, we will be back shortly. And when we get back, we have more with All Hustle, No Fear. Y'all already know what I'm about to do. I can't let her leave without getting a picture or two. So we're going to put on some music videos and we will be back shortly. Thank you so much for gracing us with your presence. I appreciate you so much. This is All Hustle, No Fear on Hits 92.3, the real definition of internet radio. Here's Fuego Ellington at the end of the day.
Yeah. Shining. We shining. I don't even need diamonds, no, we blinded, we just shining. Got the sound so sonic, and I don't mean to be honest, but last I check, I'm rolling with the set to catch a jet until the next. That's big money, doing big things. Coast to coast, I'm in the Land Rover, that's a big range. All in all, my mama proud of me, she see the big change. From the rip, my nigga style with me, yeah, the whole gang. Yeah, you know the name, who you trying? Yeah. fuego, lay low, stay high, stay woke. Out in LA, shooting lines, oh nigga, that's ballin'. Yeah, Low Valley, know the set, where I'm from, where I rep, what I do, where I'm at, baby, please don't ask me. Yeah, all these questions and shit, just hop that ass in the whip, stunting out to the strip. Out in BK, making major moves, hooking up, word to Vic. You know the boy getting sick. Tell me who coded it. At the end of the day, I'ma keep getting this pay. Benjamin's all in the way, took a flight to LA. Photo shoot shot in 4K, then I might lay with your bae. At the end of the day, I'ma keep getting this pay. Benjamin's all in the way, took a flight to LA. Photo shoot shot in 4K, then I might lay with your bae. At the end of the day, I'ma keep getting this pay. Benjamin's all in the way, took a flight to LA. Photo shoot shot in 4K, then I might lay with your bae. At the end of the day, I'ma keep getting this pay. Benjamin's all in the way, took a flight to LA. Photo shoot shot in 4K, then I might lay with your bae. Yeah, I might lay with your bae. Yeah, I might lay with your boo. Baby, what you tryna do? Touchdown, just come through. Yeah, at bitch with the crew. Ayy, yeah, you know how we do. Yeah, out here making moves. Yeah, no time for the snooze. Big money. Yeah, big cars for that big ass. Bounce back when I whip that. Hella loose on the gym black. About to vacate, get my mind straight. Hella sharp when I get back. Couple shows, you can count that. Hella cake off the kickback. Yeah. Stay true from the rip, nigga. How to cleanse out the click, nigga. How to kill off the simp, niggas. How to let go, how to level up, double up to get rich, nigga. Thoughts cross past the rim, nigga. Head high, low brim, nigga. Yeah, I'm good all across the valley. Loon boy ask about me. Cushed up when they found me. Gang, 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 if you niggas trip, you can go and that's about me. Got the crew right behind me. How you niggas gon' stop? At the end of the day, I'ma keep getting this pay. Benjamin's all in the way, took a flight to LA. Photo shoot shot in 4K, then I might lay with your bae. At the end of the day, I'ma keep getting this pay. Benjamin's all in the way, took a flight to LA. Photo shoot shot in 4K, then I might lay with your bae. At the end of the day, I'ma keep getting this pay. Benjamin's all in the way, took a flight to LA. Photo shoot shot in 4K, then I might lay with your bae. At the end of the day, I'ma keep getting this pay. Benjamin's all in the way, took a flight to LA. Photo shoot shot in 4K, then I might lay with your bae.
On it? Like, can you hear me? Okay.
I just wanna win it, go back home and spend it with all of my family, my kinfolk, my bitches. We did it, we going home with the riches. Feed my family on Sundays and get them something for Christmas. Win it, go back home and spend it with all of my family, my kinfolk, my bitches. We did it, we going home with the riches. Feed my family on Sundays and get them something for Christmas. Living with my eye open, still struggling to see light. That blind bat behind you, but they don't know that I bite. Them short shorts are quite tight. Your mama never taught right. Her head full of false hair, her mind full of starlight. Star bright, first star I see tonight. Wish he would get with me tonight. Don't wanna struggle, man, no fights, just spotlights and hot times. Drive by, don't duck, cause I'm the spiritual figure, the country melisma. Can't fuck with you if you pull a trick, cause that's ignorant. Yeah, nigga, I mean it. Seen an opportunity, so I stepped up a season. Now I'm trying to finish this so I can get back to school shit. My parents kinda think that my rapping is cool shit. Glad they on my side, but they don't see that I do this. If I had a chance, don't you think I would use it? Hell yeah. These niggas swearing I'm foolish. Hell yeah. But they just want me to do it. They waiting on me to prove it. I just wanna win it, go back home and spend it with all of my family, my kinfolk, my bitches. We did it, we going home with the riches. Feed my family on Sundays and get them something for Christmas. win it. Go back home and spend it with all of my family, my kinfolk, my bitches. We did it, we going home with the riches. Feed my family on Sundays and get them something for Christmas. The struggle never ends, but yet my happiness seems to grow. Got my family all around me, and through me that love shall flow. Until the day I grow enough to break society's chains. In my pocket a little fame, in the other a watching rain. At this point I don't give a damn. I won on every level. I found out all the secrets. I collected all the medals. Yet to you I'm still a peddler, a very unfit young woman. Yet I do everything I need to keep the ball rolling. I feel frozen, I shouldn't have smoked today. You think I'm in your face but I'm so far away. Wear my long sleeves, no scars today. You love me flaws and all, but flaws is all I have. You clutching onto me but you tell me not to crab. You wanna know the world but you ain't never felt the grass. Connect to the atmosphere, feel your sins past. Wake up from your dreams, take your ass to class. Win it. Go back home and spend it with all of my family, my kinfolk, my bitches. We did it, we going home with the riches. Feed my family on Sundays and get them something for. I just wanna win it. Go back home and spend it with all of my family, my kinfolk, my bitches. We did it, we going home with the riches. Feed my family on Sundays and get them something for. I just wanna win it. Go back home and spend it with all of my family, my kinfolk, my bitches. We did it, we going home with the riches. Feed my family on Sundays and get them something for Christmas. The riches.
Okay, there we go. If you've been watching, you know that we just had an interview with Congresswoman Nikema Williams. She graced us with her presence and let us know about people that you need to know that are who are on the ballot. She said B. Wynn, Charlie Bailey. Did you write down any of the other ones?
Nope. I had it on the top of my head too.
It's all right though. We'll replay. We gonna replay that for everybody, so y'all know who y'all need to be looking for as far as the Democratic ballot is concerned.
Stacey Abrams.
Stacey Abrams, of course. Oh,
Stacey Abrams, right? We were B. Wynn and Charlie Bailey. Those were the ones. And then her, Nikema.
And also for insurance commissioner. Well, yep. Look it up. Yeah. So we want to make sure that you guys know that it's more. You're cricket. It's more than just voting for mayor. It's more than just voting for president. You have to vote for people who are going to represent you. And over and over and over again, I'm going to continue to say this. It doesn't matter if they do not align with you completely. No one. It's not possible. We have 10 million voters. William Bodie. Thank you.
That's crazy. I just looked down at that too.
Awesome. We have 10 million voters here in Georgia. There's no way that one candidate can be all that you need. I mean, she was absolutely right. She was like, my husband, I don't agree with everything my husband's saying do. You know what I mean? So I absolutely appreciate Congresswoman Nikema for coming in. I love the fact that she said that people were saying, hey, you should put Nikki on your campaign signs. And she was like, no, I need these folks to know. I need these little young girls to know that no, I'm Black and I'm here. You know what I mean? And I'm so proud that John Lewis's seat went to another Black person. I'm so proud that it went to a Black woman. Like, oh my God, that just warms my heart. So again, if you didn't catch her interview, then please go back, rewatch this. We're going to be posting stuff all over the page. As she said, early voting ends tomorrow.
Friday.
Okay, tomorrow is Friday. It's also picture day.
High school.
Yeah, my daughter gonna be cute.
It's retake picture day at our school.
They missed their first picture.
No,
day.
it's for they got to bring the black photographer in. Dead ass serious.
Wait, what?
The first kid, this happens every year. The first set of pictures, always trash, and it's a white photographer. Second set of pictures, the black photographer gets the lighting right for my children. You follow what I'm saying? Got dark-skinned kids, and they come out looking crazy. They come out looking crazy in every fucking picture until they do the retake, and it's the black photographer.
So what is it? The parents complain or something, and then they bring another photographer in, or is there always a retake
day? And I promise you, on retake day,
it's always all the black kids that go.
And if you see Brooklyn's pictures, you'll be like, "Who is this?" You can't even see her. You can't see her definition or nothing. And these are professional photos, but because of the lighting, the school they go to is in the middle of Sandy Springs. This is
okay.
I
Wait a minute.
Hold
on a second. Because see, me as an administrator, if this happened last year and it happened a year before that,
they don't.
And it happened a year before that, I would not continue to hire the first person. I would be like, listen, we ain't got time to be taking these pictures over and over again. Just bring me the person who can do it right the first time.
They don't care. They don't. That's where we talk about representation and not changing your name to Nikki and staying Nikema. It's all to me. I see it all as the same thing. They don't care. It doesn't affect them. They don't see that. They just see, oh, there's a black kid on the photo. Why they look like that? But they see their nice bright white child, and that works for them. So then, I'm telling you. Y'all gotta watch stuff like that. That's why representation is important. That's why you elect people that have been in situations like you, who look like you, who are perceived like you, because their life experiences are like yours. So yeah.
Go vote.
Vote.
I promise you, I'm not a judgy type person, but after Tuesday, if you tell me you not a voter or you didn't vote, I'm judging you.
It's not attractive. It's like, I don't really want to. It's not attractive.
It's not.
It's not. And I understand if you're not into politics, I get it. But if you are an adult who makes money, it's not about politics.
It's about your livelihood.
It is.
It's about how much you want to pay in property tax.
All of that.
It's about how much does the bus cost to get on it.
Every single thing.
It's about your water that you drinking. Because I'm telling you right now, y'all do not want to have to go buy water to take a shower
at all. And Nikema had the foresight to say, okay, she went and did the research and said, okay, East Point, we about to be in a bad position. So she got on. She did some shit Herschel Walker not finna do. You know what I mean?
Herschel Walker not about to read no 11 to 22 bills a week.
Yeah, and these bills
he
are stacked.
Can't read the bills in his pocket.
He knows how to spend that abortion money though. But the bills are stacked.
That was funny.
Y'all gotta understand how laws work. They pass one big law and then 100 million little laws under it. So you need someone who can read. Or understand things.
Or it's about all of the other stuff that they put in the law or they put in that bill that they sneaking in there.
Be like, okay, so slavery is illegal except for when you're incarcerated. Well, who should we incarcerate? Black. So you see the motion that it goes. You got to think about it like that. And it's not. And if you hate politics, think of it as a fucking soap opera. She just told us some good ass stories. Like do you know the guy who funded the insurrection is on the ballot?
Right.
That's a RICO. That's a RICO. If you follow the way RICO works.
You saw the way she looked at
it. Exactly. Even old boy with the sheriff badge was like you gotta understand it. It's a soap opera, and regardless if you want to separate yourself from politics because you don't like government, that's not the way to beat government. You know.
And how can you not like something that, regardless to whether or not you want to like it or not, you part of it?
Yeah, it's not about liking it.
Because every day you pay taxes on your groceries. I'm gonna tell y'all something.
Gas on the air you breathe.
Wait, I'm gonna tell y'all something that because you get this. Your family from Ohio. Y'all know in Ohio we don't pay taxes on food
or motor vehicle ad valorem, right?
Yeah, we don't pay taxes on food. And then the other thing too, what you're talking about, we don't get our tag on our birthday. You get your tag when you pay for your car. And so then you renew it the month that you paid for your car or whatever. So every year on y'all birthday here in Georgia, y'all get a birthday tax.
Yeah.
A birthday tax is exactly what that is
and
to
it's
me.
going up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
it's all these little things. And I get it. As a child, it might not seem like it's important, but as an adult who wants to be functioning and make money in society, it is beyond important. So go vote. Go vote. If you don't know who to vote for, hell, she just gave
you a whole list of Democrats to vote for. But as we say, you vote for people in line with your beliefs. Okay? Vote with people in line with your beliefs. Know what they are standing for. Because I ain't gonna lie, one of the votes that's gonna get mine is definitely gonna be a libertarian. Y'all know who I'm voting for him. I'm voting for Dave. I am.
I'm on the fence. I don't know who I'm voting for yet. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know who I'm voting for, from governor to. I know it's not gonna be Herschel Walker, but I don't know. I don't know.
I ain't gonna front. I was gonna judge you a little bit.
If I voted for her,
I was gonna judge you a little bit. I don't care.
I was gonna conversation about that, man.
I was gonna judge you just a little bit.
I ain't gonna vote for him, but I ain't gonna lie. No, I ain't gonna say that on air.
Yeah. Thank you.
But no, yeah, I can't. My fingers won't allow me to do that.
Y'all don't have tax on clothing? He said Rhode Island and Massachusetts, no tax on food,
there's 4
shelter,
people there,
or clothing.
And all 4 of y'all don't have to pay taxes.
What?
Rhode Island don't count. Who's from Rhode Island here? Didn't we talk to you the other day? Because it can't be more than one of y'all.
I don't know. You know, Red Warriors love. He from Alabama, Mississippi,
Massachusetts. He from everywhere.
I love it. So, you guys, we're gonna get back to. We only got to. Well, yeah, we're not gonna do that commercial because we did it when we went to. Okay. What we're gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna go back to this currency. Do you want to do another currency conversation?
We can. There was a good one in there, wasn't it? Chicken nuggets or something. Chicken meals.
We was talking about God's chicken and what's the wage. I'll save those for next week.
Okay,
I'll save those for next week so I don't have to find that next week. And we just gonna move over real quick. I do want to tell y'all some sciencey stuff. I hate it when I don't get to do weird science.
Chris Luda.
Huh? Chris Luda.
He
Chris
voted for
Lover and Poon Daddy.
How you?
Okay, my bad. Okay, y'all get to pick. Nah, I don't think I'm gonna let y'all pick. Okay, I got one called Nut Ring. What time is it? And Savior Rats.
Savior or Savior?
Savior, like.
I think we talked about that.
We did talk.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
okay.
let's do,
I wasn't sure. Let me take
you know where I'm going with this. It wouldn't be Alix if I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nut Ring?
Yeah, Nut Ring.
Okay. So glad she picked this one. All right. So I was gonna post the video on here, but I'm not. I'm gonna save that for my Instagram.
I'm not a
Y'all can. Yeah, it's a video too. Y'all can go to my Instagram and watch this video. I'll post it later on today. Here it goes. It says, "I make jewelry out of semen."
I got so much words in my head right now.
A Canada-based jeweler claims that she creates necklaces and bracelets from semen sent to her by her clients for their spouses. Clay sculptor and jeweler Amanda Booth revealed last month that she started making what she calls jewelry.
Oh my God.
In 2001 after someone commented on one of her TikToks asking whether she ever considered using man juice in her creations. After making a half-joking post about the request on Facebook, Booth and her husband began receiving actual requests. Booth explains that hundreds of clients have since messaged her. Y'all don't know how my brain is like.
Everything in my head is like.
Booth explains that hundreds of clients have since messaged her asking for special pieces. However, the process isn't exactly pleasant. Fresh samples are one thing.
fresh samples,
but they've been in the mail for a little bit. I mean, it smells like semen, if you know what I mean.
Or a little salty.
We process them at the end of the day. Otherwise, we're sitting in the smell all day, and it's just. We did it in the morning one day, and it was like, no, I'm never doing that again.
Oh my God! So no morning jewelry. No morning. Yo.
Booth posted her first video of her making sperm-based jewelry last month, and it went viral with 508 million views. According to Booth, the semen must be dehydrated and powdered, then add to wearable clay beads or trinkets. She found that a teaspoon of sperm, along with the clay polymer, was a way to make a perfect sculpture. Booth said that for a lot of her customers, the jewelry is kink related.
I
mean, I wouldn't expect a pastor
to be handing out rosaries made of semen.
And that items such as bracelets and other semen-based items act as collars.
I mean,
after researching further into the Jizz jewelry shop, we both thought it would be the ultimate "you are mine" type of collar. It would be our little secret and an inside joke, said Booth, who added that she is loosely part of the BDSM community. Many viewers of Booth's TikTok have commented on the jewelry, expressing their curiosity as well as poking fun at it. Oh my God, I love your bracelet. What is it? One user and admirer could ask, to which they would respond, my unborn children.
Oh, it's my babies. Oh. I need this article. I got someone to send it to.
Imagine 75 years from now finding a necklace at Goodwill and not knowing it has this in it. A new meaning for a pearl necklace.
Shoot, imagine your grandma handing down her pearl necklace. Remember your grandfather? This ain't his. This the mailman's.
This is your
Oh, shit.
Oh, somebody said just because something can be done don't mean you should do it.
Yeah.
Despite several people poking fun at Booth's business, a 2011 study done by Psychology Today confirmed that semen has antidepressant properties. Can't even say it right.
Hold on. This has been the line I've waited for a lifetime. They have found that semen has antidepressive properties. That's what they're saying?
And alleviate stress.
And for the user or the consumer?
They didn't say that. I'm mad at you at the word consumer.
The consumer. Shout out to the consumers. Yo. I mean, is that the article that's done?
Yeah.
So we have on the show have reported about handbags sourced from children, dead children.
They use children's spines
as
to
handles,
make handbags. We did talk about
that were all ethically sourced.
We saw the teeth earring.
Yes, the teeth earrings. We know that they make jewelry out of the remains of humans, as in their ashes, and are turned to fake diamonds, right?
We saw the chairs that that people used to make out of hair.
We reported on the Mamiya, but this semen jewelry. This one is a little bit of a mind blower. And now I'm saying, I got to think further. The businesswoman in me is like, all right, so what if Drake starts selling semen jewelry? How many of y'all hoes is buying that? How many would y'all buy a Drake, a semen, a semen ring from Drake? You know what I mean? And like, how much does it go for? How much? And then I have juices. Can I turn that into? Can I turn that into jewelry for these niggas and their daddies? Can I do that? I'm blown away. But yeah, would y'all wear semen jewelry? I want to hear. Everybody gets gifts for Christmas this year. You just gotta send a teaspoon of nut in. It's gonna be the cheapest gift on the block.
How do we go from talking to a congresswoman to talking about nut rings? The juxtaposition of this show is amazing. I swear to God, there's no other show that you can watch where we will talk to somebody and be educated and literally in less than 5 minutes after that.
It's a graceful transition. That's the beauty of it, is the transition is graceful. Nut jewelry. Uncle Joe gonna be giving out. Everyone gets bracelets. Y'all better watch Uncle Joe.
What do you do if it's a weird color?
Oh, or that smell stays. Or what if it's a tongue ring? Can you make a tongue ring out of semen jewelry? Because that, like, if my dude gave me his semen jewelry, I'd wear it. I'm not gonna lie. Would you wear it? Would y'all wear it? Or am I
y'all
tripping?
be wearing y'all granddaddy around y'all neck. I don't see why you can't wear your granddaddy's babies around you.
Look, I'm gonna get a little charm bracelet for all the niggas. I'm gonna just have different charms.
I was just about to say, so this one is John, this one is Michael, this one is Henry. Like, what if they had a whole bunch of bracelets going up their arm?
Oh yeah.
Oh my
God. I just want a little Pandora charm bracelet. Y'all can make little charms out of it for me.
This is so bad.
It's just the fact that it came off of an Instagram comment, or a TikTok comment. Someone said, "Why don't you?" And she said, "Why don't we?
Why don't I?"
And then they did it. And the fact that this process is established and exists.
This is the thing for me. How much semen did you go through to get it right?
And whose?
Like, what let you think? Wait. Who is powderifying semen?
Who has the powderifying process?
And then, better yet, what happens if you accidentally snort some?
Whoa!
Like something like
nose babies. You gonna have nose babies.
Nose babies. I wanna snort them from you. Nose babies.
What if I start cutting coke with nose babies? See, this is gonna open up Pandora's box, y'all. If you live,
it's gonna open up Pandora's box. That's what you're saying.
This is quite possible. And then what if we've covered a story where they sent the wrong body to the wrong morgue. Right. What if they send you the wrong semen?
Well, she did talk about that.
Like
she
quality
was like
control.
she names everything. Or she
labels.
she labels everything.
And we know how science works. At some point, they're going to be able to rehydrate the semen.
Oh God!
And does it now? Are you impregnable? Is it impregnable semen?
Oh my God! I'm trying to have Drake's baby off of my semen jewelry.
What if your great grandkid has Drake's baby because she done rehydrated the semen?
No, wait. This is not anti-Semitic, I hope, but what if like you trying to leave the country or something like that and you need all of your jewelry, so you got to put your granddaddy's semen jewelry in your butt?
Oh Lord, you got to escape.
It's a family heirloom. You got to escape and put your family's jewelry in your butt.
No, why? It's gonna cause problems, y'all. This is a problem causer. Y'all gotta dive deep, and this is why we vote.
Wait. I walk in, I'd be like, look what John gave me. And then Alix be like, John gave me one too?
That's what I'm saying. For real.
Oh, what if somebody use it, right? You get it, and then you be like, that ain't my baby. And now you got the nut to prove that this nut is that nut too.
Exactly. Your DNA is just traveling on you. Like, and then imagine when you get old and you have a life alert bracelet and it's just next to your semen bracelet. Like, this shit is just weird. But you know what? People laugh at my ball seasoning and it's doable. So I'm a rock with the semen jewelry, and I got a few that I need some from.
Okay. Let me write that down.
And then what if you got wild semen? Like it's a little. And then what happens when you put it under a microscope?
What if your semen is slow? Do it not cure the right way?
It take a little bit longer to cure.
The off-white,
the little
mother of pearl.
Oh, and what if your semen is not clean? Like, do you test it? Like, there's so much questions. And now I need them to do it for
Isis,
girls.
wait. Isis is gonna be here on Tuesday for the show, right? Isis, would you wear nut jewelry? would you wear jewelry curated?
They take the semen to make a jewelry. Would you wear
This
it?
fool said, I bet that smell like buttermilk and sauerkraut.
And then wait, don't be a beef eater and try to give me no jewelry either. I don't want no electric jewelry.
What if you come home and you just find your dog just licking?
Oh! And then who do you take it to clean it? The gynecologist or the jeweler? Like, what do you do? And then you can't drop it in a regular jewelry cleaner.
You know what? Okay, hold on. I'm gonna show you how bad how the world is a patriotic system, right? I'm gonna show you how it's a patriotic system. You ready? Here we go. Here we go. Right here. What is a female doctor called? A doctor that just specializes in female
a gynecologist?
Organs. Right. What is a male doctor called that just specializes in male organs?
A doctor or a proctologist? What's a proctologist?
Is that what
I don't know. I have no idea. I'm just guessing right now. I have no idea.
I don't think there's a word for a doctor that just deals with men. Is there?
Women. We deal with men. I'm about to find out.
While you're talking about that, let's talk about the fact that there is it. There's no word.
No, proctology is the branch of medicine concerned with the anus and rectum. So let's find out.
But we have an anus.
Exactly.
And don't we have a rectum?
Doctors.
Yeah, Okay, so while she's looking that up, let me tell you something. Did you know?
I said that too, El Moon.
Did you know that they don't have any female crash dummies?
Oh, so none of them have titties and nothing like that, huh? And
the ones that they have that are female. Well, let's talk about this. Again, patriotic system at work. The crash dummy aimed at protecting women drivers. I call this She's a Dummy. Since the 1970s, crash dummies, mechanical surrogates of the human body, have been used to determine car safety. The technology is used to estimate the effectiveness of seatbelts and safety features in new vehicle designs. Until now, most commonly used dummies have been based on the average male height and build and weight. However, women represent about half of all drivers and are more prone to injury in like-for-like accidents. The dummy that is sometimes used as a proxy for women is a scaled-down version of the male one, roughly the size of a 12-year-old girl.
Ooh.
Does Alix look like she the size of a 12-year-old girl?
I was not 12-year-old size when I was 12. So
do I look like, other than my titties, do I look like the size of a 12-year-old girl?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. A little bit.
At 4 feet 8 inches and weighing what? 48
kilograms. That's probably like 100 something.
Yeah, but what they put as the poundage when they converted it ain't right. But it represents the smallest of 5% of women by the standards of the mid 1970s. However, a team of Swedish engineers, not even American, Swedish engineers have finally developed the first dummy, or to use a more technical term, seat evaluation tool designed on the body of an average woman. Their dummy comes in at 5 feet 3 inches, which is still shorter than me. 5 feet 3 inches, that's Kale's height.
Yeah. Wait, you ain't number 5.
Shut up. I'm 5'2.5", bitch. And it comes in at 90 pounds, okay? Which is more representative of the female population. So why have safety regulators not asked for it before now? All right. It's a male decision. You can see that this is a bias who's The man, I can't pronounce this man's name. It's from way across the way. I'm not going to try. Who specializes in the field for Toyota in Europe. When all the men in the meetings decide, they tend to look at their feet and say, this is it. I would never say that anybody else does it intentionally, but it's the mere fact that it's typically a male decision, and that's why we do not have an average female dummy. Several times a day in a Swedish lab in Sweden, I can't say that word. Road accidents are stimulated and the consequences are analyzed. The sensors and transducers within the dummy provide potential life-saving data measuring the precise physical forces exerted on each body part in a crash event. The team record the data, including velocity of impact, crashing force, bending torque of the body, and braking rates. They are focused on seeing what happens to the biomechanics of the dummy during low impact rear collisions. When a woman is in a crash, she is up to 3 times more likely to suffer whiplash injuries in rear impacts in comparison with a man. Although whiplash is not usually fatal, it can lead to physical disabilities, some which can be permanent. Okay, we know that from injury statistics that if we look at low severity impacts, females are at higher risk. Okay, now look right there, they said females. Remember when we were talking to you weren't in here, but we were talking the other day and we were asking whether or not using the word female was negative. Go back and watch that. That was a really good conversation. So in order to ensure that you identify the seats that have the best protection for both parts of the population, we definitely need to have the part of the population at higher risk represented. Dr. Linder believes her research can help shape the way cars are specified in the future, and she stresses the key differences between men and women. Females are shorter and lighter than males on average, and they have different muscle strengths. Because of this, they physically respond differently in a crash. We have differences in shape of the torso and the center of gravity and the outline of our hips and pelvis, she explained. And I'll give you another one. When we are pregnant, the steering wheel becomes in a different place. It became a point in my pregnancy where while I was pregnant with my son, we had a Mitsubishi Galant. You know what a Mitsubishi Galant is? It's this big. Baby, me getting down into that Mitsubishi Galant and the steering wheel was literally right here on my stomach. I almost got a seatbelt ticket because the officer stopped me. He said, "You're not wearing your seatbelt." I said, "Because it's rubbing the bottom of my belly and it's chafing. It hurts, sir. The seatbelt hurts, sir." And he didn't care. But he was like, you know what? He didn't care because I was supposed to have on a seatbelt and I was in Cobb County. Y'all already know. But he was nice enough not to give me the ticket for one reason. He said he remembered when his wife was pregnant, she used to say the same thing.
Yeah.
He was like, my wife didn't like the seatbelt either. But you need to wear your seatbelt, ma'am. It is against the law not to wear your seatbelt. So he gave me a warning.
Yeah.
But he still didn't care.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, these things, they fit, like you said, it's a room full of men making these decisions. And they're not even seeing it. Like they don't even know it's something to look at.
Right. Right.
No, yeah.
So
I definitely get that.
This is something we need to look into. Again, this is why I read science stuff to y'all, because when was the last time you thought about putting your seatbelt on? I'm gonna tell you something else that irritates the hell out of me when I put my seatbelt on. When I put my seatbelt on in some cars, they don't all have the adjustable thing on the side. So I put the seatbelt on and it feels like it took.
Yeah, sometimes it's up here.
Like it's too high. Like it don't, or because I got small boobies, it don't sit in the booby area right.
They don't do what it's supposed to do.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't.
I mean, I have them sometimes where I gotta get them. I gotta adjust it to make sure it falls in there because of the way my titties are. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's super important. And I have. We were just talking about him this morning. R.I.P. Willie. He was in a car accident. It wasn't the actual accident that killed him. It was his weight that killed him post accident. In the situation, but it was attributed to his weight and the seatbelt not being able to hold him. He was a big guy. I met him in the gym. So it's like when I'm listening to this story, I know that applied to him. I know that they don't have women dummies. I doubt they have plus size dummies.
I doubt they have plus size dummies. It says currently there are no legal requirements for car safety tests for rear impact collisions to be carried out on anything other than the average man. So y'all men who ain't average, like y'all, like Shaquille O'Neal.
Man.
Shaquille O'Neal, Yao Ming, all them basketball players, I guarantee you, them being in a car accident is completely different than your boyfriend who's 5'9" being in a car accident weighing 190 pounds. Where you have Shaquille O'Neal who's damn near 7 feet tall, weighing 250, 250. That might not be enough.
365.
Okay, bet. Weighing about 422. You know what I'm saying? He gonna sit in the car a little bit different. Hell, your man who's only 4'11" weighing 422 gonna sit in the car a little bit different.
But what about your 4'11" man that weighs 550? You know what I'm saying? Like,
you know what I'm saying? Why they don't have?
And booty's got to make a difference too. Sitting on your booty, because I don't sit on no booty. You know what I'm saying? You sit on the booty. Like, it's got to make a difference.
And then, but not only that, what about the car design?
Yeah.
The car seat design. I know this car seat can't be comfortable. That same seat can't be comfortable for every single person in the car.
Not at all.
It can't be.
Nope.
You know what I mean? Legs don't all fit in the same way.
Nope. They sure don't.
You know? And it can't just be that you got to get a bigger car, because that don't necessarily make sense.
Or
this is really interesting to me.
It is. And it just shows, again, I think we were talking about it earlier, representation everywhere. So we need women who make crash test dummies. You know what I'm saying? We
go
need
into the sciences.
STEM programs. That's what I mean.
This is a STEM program thing. Go practice running the car. You know what I'm saying?
And see how it goes. Yeah.
This is beautiful. I'm proud of this. Engineers are starting to create more diverse dummies, including dummies that represent babies, elderly, and overweight people. The average female dummy has a fully flexible spine, which means that the team can look at what happens to the whole spine from the head to the lower neck when a woman is injured. U.S. company Humanetics is the largest manufacturer of crash test dummies worldwide and is seen as the leading voice when it comes to the precision of the technology. You know what this just made me think about?
What?
The
CPR,
the CPR dummies. Do the CPR, are the CPR dummies all flat chested?
Yeah,
or do
none
the
of them
CPR
have titties.
none of them have titties?
I've never seen one with titties. I'll put it that way.
Okay. Don't you got to get through the titty to CPR? Ain't that a little different?
Yeah, heck yeah. I mean, sometimes they fall to the side when you're on your back, but it's the same.
But I mean, shouldn't the dummy have a titty that
falls to the back? Yeah,
the titties hang low. Like,
yeah, no, that's real. Like, this is all really laughing, but it's real.
This is really
and I just thought about it too. Within the past 5 years, just now got plus size mannequins. Why would I even think that they had plus size? You know what I'm saying? Plus size crash seat dummies. So, yeah, that's crazy when you think of how far we're not. You know, far we're not.
And it goes back to what we just said. It's such a patriarchal system. Everything is so surrounded around men that we are not taking account look, you got a 50-50 chance depending on the position you having sex in
and the liquor you drinking,
right? Because we all know missionary, you gonna get girls, and doggy style you get boys, and it's a scientific reason. Girl sperm swim faster but have shorter lifespan, and boys sperm swim slower but live longer. So depending on the angle of the pelvis and where the member entered at, it can actually be closer to the cervix. So you have a different chance of getting a different child depending on how you pump it. Y'all, I'm smart. I promise y'all, I know a little bit about a lot of bit. Okay, don't ask me too many questions about it, but if you want to surface it, I got you. So if you try,
I just need to know the position that makes no child.
throw babies.
Throw babies and butt babies.
Only on Hennessy and holidays. Y'all, this is All Hustle No Fear. We gotta go because it's time for another show. Y'all make sure y'all stay tuned. Up next on the Hits 92.3 platform is All My Friends radio show. Okay, y'all make sure y'all stay tuned for that. I want to give a big shout out to Nikema Williams and her team for coming in. Thank you so much for gracing us with your presence. We absolutely appreciate it. If you didn't catch yesterday's show, make sure you go back and watch yesterday's show. We had David Renaba. He was in, and he's running for Georgia Agricultural Commissioner. Okay, know who you're voting for. We can't just vote black. We can't just vote Democrat. We can't not vote. Your voice needs to be heard. If you don't have your voice heard, Alix won't give you head.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Non-voters don't get head.
That doesn't mean voters get it either. But non-voters, you automatically off the list.
You automatically off the list. I promise you, ladies, scissor babies.
Oh, that's girls on girls.
Girls on girls.
That's the arts and crafts babies.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
I like Pokeballs.
Early voting is until Friday. Make sure you know your polling place. Be there on Tuesday. If you don't vote on Tuesday, I'm talking shit.
Big shit.
I would say I'm coming in on Wednesday talking shit, but I'm not going to be here on Wednesday because Tuesday we are having our live show. That's right. I need you to get your tickets to All Hustle No Fears live show. You can get your tickets. They are absolutely free. Okay. In the building, we are having a OnlyFans panel. Let me show you who's going to be in the building. Are they here yet? Before All My Friends Radio. Before I rush to get off. No? Okay. In the building, we're gonna have Snotty, Isis, Crystal, Jay Nasty, and Baby Savo in the building. Y'all make sure y'all are here for that. They will have their clothes on.
Yes.
But we will be talking all things OnlyFans, okay? While we're at it, let me go ahead and let you know the Schmoga event is going on. It is on Saturday, okay? I'm gonna be there doing all my All Hustle No Fear stuff, but if we do like we did last time, I got to lead the motivational minute. So we sat there and I breathe in, breathe out, breathe all baby smiles and unicorn farts in, breathe out all of your drama, breathe out all of the heaviness, breathe out all of your haters. I want you to breathe in excitement. I want you to breathe in passion and life. I got to lead that. It was absolutely all amazing. We're going to have somebody in there that's going to do yoga with you. We got Tyler Chronicles in there who's going to make you laugh. I heard your massage queen is going to be in the building, making sure your body feel right and not tight. So y'all make sure y'all get y'all tickets to the Schmoga event. All you have to do is go on just go on my page, Black Market Network. They have the tickets in their link in bio. You can go on my page. It'll get you there. Doors open at 10 p.m. and it's until 2. It's at a private location. You'll find out when you get your tickets. There will be food and everything there. I'm not going to talk junk about the food, but if it's vendors with food, that's what's up.
Yeah.
But because I'm not saying the location, I'll just say I'm not necessarily a fan of the menu.
Well, there you have it. And men doctors
but
are called.
The drinks is good. And the networking is great.
Yeah, so, that's what we're there for.
Yeah, that's what we're there for.
And the goodness of
before
yoga.
We get there. You know what I'm saying? So y'all make sure y'all are in the building for that. Tomorrow is Friday. On Friday, you know, it's Freaky Friday. You get half off exotic and adult piercings. They're at 1900 Piedmont Road. It's at Studio 219. You can get dermals, implants, genitals, industrials, nipples, septum, smileys, and more. So y'all make sure y'all check them out. thank you so much, y'all. I can't say enough about this. All Hustle No Fear is definitely appreciative to everybody who tunes in, who share. I see on Facebook, y'all have been sharing my show more and more, telling y'all friends about me, downloading the app. I absolutely appreciate it. Hits 92.3 appreciates it. Kels appreciate it. Alix ain't gonna tell you she appreciates y'all because that's not her job. You tell her that you appreciate her. She don't tell you that she appreciates you.
Is that true? Is that how it come on?
This pushed me. I gotta go.
She gotta go and go see your urologist.
Yeah, go see your urologist. This is All Hustle No Fear on Hits 92.3, the real definition of internet radio.